Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adventurers of the Lawless Frontier, brought to you by Class Cannon Productions. Or Class Cannon? I don't know. We're new. We're figuring it out. My name is David Schulman. I am one of the creators of this Dungeons & Dragons 5e supplement that we are going to be playing through and just sort of highlighting some of our classes and backgrounds and the feats that are accessible to you with this. I am joined by Guy Ken. Hold on, let me get on camera. Guy Ken, our one of our co-creators. Together, we made this wonderful thing, and our players. So let's get started introducing ourselves. Again, my name is David. I will be the dungeon master for this one shot. And to my right, we've got Dan, aka Wilbin. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Dan. I'm playing Wilbin. I'm a longtime D&D player, and I'm happy to take part in this. I will be playing a gnome spell wand slinger. I have access to some cool like gunslinging-esque wand stuff, and I'm a sheriff. So I have a big mustache, a big hat, and lots of authority.
I love all of that. We have Guy.
I was gonna say big mustache and big hat, therefore lots of authority, right?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Guy. That's my name. If David's the class, I'm the canon, and yeah, together we put this thing together.
I
just
really
said that
like
to make
that.
him
I
laugh.
really
I did
like
that
that.
to make him
Actually.
laugh.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, we're very proud of this. Basically, you got a bunch of like classes or subclasses, backgrounds, and feats to help you be like your dream cowboy or your dream ninja, and it's awesome. We love it. We're very proud of it. Today, I'm going to be playing Furnace. I'm going to be a hulking brute barbarian. Basically, I shove people through walls and I hit people with other people, and it's a lot of fun.
And finally, last but certainly not least, Mercy.
Hello, I'm Mercy. I'm going to be playing Keeper Tamlin, who is a halfling Wave the Shrine Keeper monk. And so I get some extra spell casting with my monkiness, lots of cleric spells and things.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
I guess I didn't say what heritage or ancestry my character has, but I think you can tell.
Everybody loves some devil horns. All right, we start in the town of Dustwatch. This is far to the east from the last village that your troop had encountered and helped with. You heard tell of some issues going on out here, that the town needed help, that they were dealing with problems. You're not really sure what they are, but you decided, as per your authority in the matter as a wandering sheriff, to help. You come upon the outskirts of the town as the sun is beginning to set. The landscape is awash with reds and oranges, golds and browns. It is actually quite beautiful, and it seems pretty peaceful. There's a light wind blowing, and as you get close, you see the town certainly is not as fertile as you may have expected, although you are really starting to get to the outskirts of civilization now. You see some sections of farmland that have been completely abandoned, left to dry up and wither. But there are people coming in from their farms, at the end of the day, getting ready for dinner. As you approach, you see people give you a bit of a wary eye, but they aren't fleeing for their homes, calling out for help. You do, however, see a farmer in the near distance. I don't know if that's an accurate way to describe things. Mentions something to a young boy, probably in his very early teens, and sort of push him along. The child kind of looks in your direction and runs off. It's safe to assume that he is going to let somebody know that some newcomers have arrived to town. At the moment,
Real quick,
please.
I just want to make sure it's not just me. From my perspective, your camera feed is doing some some weird stuff. It's getting a lot of sync, speeding up and slowing down. Is it just me, or is anyone else seeing that?
I think it's fine on my end.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's probably yours.
That's good. Just
Okay.
wanted to make sure.
Good. Yep,
Excellent.
no problem. We're gonna keep that in the video, everybody. We're doing this for realsies. So as we enter the town, is there anything you would like to do, any of you, right off the bat? Nobody is coming to welcome you as of yet. And again, it seems like you're sort of getting here towards the end of the workday. Everybody seems to be sort of heading back to their homes or to their places of supper? Again, I don't know. I'm using weird words. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Underblade
well,
linguistics.
Yeah, right.
We're recording this, so
I'll-
I want to use big fun words, you know?
Well, yeah, you have to. That's where your authority comes from. Mine's my
Yeah.
hat.
When
Mustache.
live, that's exactly the time to use words you don't know
Exactly.
very well.
Exactly. Yes, that's right. Like you said, I put the class in class canon. Pinky out.
Well, obviously, I'm going to look, as a deputy, I'm going to look towards my sheriff for guidance on how to approach the situation.
Well, I think
Furnace is, he's used to showing up to town and being a criminal, so turning a new leaf is hard, so he's going to look over for a better example.
Yeah, definitely. Ever since you've been deputized, there's been a lot of insight, and I'm teaching you the ways of the hat and mustache. You're not quite there yet, but eventually. I think I'll tip my my hat to anyone that I walk by. Try to present myself as respectful. And kind of as we're walking, I'll lean over a little bit to Keeper Tamlin. Something's giving me the heebie-jeebie. Do you sense anything spiritual? You're better at this than I am. I just shoot things.
I just sort of give a dry smile and just say, I guess I can look around. And yeah, I was going to be looking for predominant religious symbols to see, like,
Sure.
who are the common folks these people worship.
Yeah, give me a perception roll. Just to
Okay.
kind of get an overview of what's going on.
Okie
Hmm.
You don't see any prominent religious iconography displayed. Nobody gives you
Or
a
anything
weird
else.
look. Yeah, or anything else. Nobody.
All I'm seeing is how dirty the ground is. and I'm
Yeah,
just
there's
like,
a lot. You can understand why this place is called Dustwatch. You don't see any prominent religious symbols anywhere, really. However, nobody's giving you, like, dirty looks or odd looks. You would assume that somewhere they must have either a small church or some sort of shrine or series of shrines. You don't see any large prominent, like, cathedral or even a clear church building, at least not from here. But it doesn't seem like this place is filled with I don't want to say it's not filled with God-fearing people, because that could just sort of be any sort of townsfolk, but no, they don't seem to be of a specific
They're
religious
just private about
leaning.
it.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll just keep my eye out then and just turn back to Wilbin and just say, I don't know, I don't really sense much right now. These people just seem cautious. That's a good thing.
Depends what they're cautious of. I suppose we should look for local authorities, see if we can get some insights on what's been going on here recently.
Yeah, as you say that, you see somebody clearly heading in your direction. And as they walk down the street, the townsfolk appear to be a little bit more at ease, seeing that clearly someone of some sort of authority is headed in your direction. And as they approach, you see they seem to be shorter, stockier, and as they get closer, you see that it's a dwarf. She has tan skin.
So still taller than 2/3 of the party.
Probably. Yeah, she is probably just shy of 5 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
She has a very sturdy build. She has long blonde hair in a large braid that just about drags on the ground behind her. You see that is matched by a beautiful, smooth, shiny, long beard and mustache. The mustache doesn't quite cover her mouth. And she has deep, dark brown eyes. And let
Boss,
me
I
move
think that's the
her
local sheriff.
token over to you.
You can tell by the mustache.
You can definitely tell by the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And you see her walking closer, and she lifts a hand up in welcome, and she says, "Greetings. Welcome to Dustwatch. Name's Etta. I'm the sheriff around these parts. Welcome to town, newcomers. What brings you?"
I think before I respond to her, I want to get a kind of gauge as to, as a sheriff, I know what my people generally, I can tell, whether someone's more of a lazy in their position, whether or not someone asserts the authority of office. Clearly she has a mustache, so she has some sense of authority, but I want to see whether or not she uses it for the right things.
Absolutely.
Can I get a gauge off of her?
Yeah, please. Give me an insight roll.
Alright. That is going to be
23. Oh, yeah, you
23.
get a good read on her. Also, I will type her name into chat so that you can see it.
Thank you.
She doesn't have any sort of visible badge of office outside of a very clear mustache. It's not in a handlebar, which, you don't know how you feel about that. But, she seems to walk with authority and speak with authority. And as you picked up on before, when she was headed in your direction, she very clearly seems to put the townsfolk at ease. They seemed much more comfortable with your presence once her presence arrived.
Okay. So clearly not someone who's, taking advantage of the populace. There's a trust for her.
Yeah, you don't know necessarily taking advantage or not, but they seem to be comforted by her.
Okay. Well, Sheriff Etta, my name is Sheriff Fizzlespell. You just came by and I noticed there's your people seem cautious here. I was a bit curious as to what's going on.
So, you heard about that, I suppose. Yeah, we've been having a bit of trouble. Come with me. Let's head over to the barracks and, well, she then lifts her fingers up and gives little air quotes. Barracks, I suppose, but come, let's have a little chat and we'll discuss things. She holds out her hand. Sorry, say that one more time.
So I do like hearing about trouble. It usually gives me something to do.
Well, you'll have plenty to do around here, I suppose. Although, I'm not sure how much you can help. And then, her eyes glance over at Keeper Tamlin, and she says, "Oh, one of the, spiritual types. Maybe you can help, then. But, come, let's, have a chat." And, I will direct you all, I will move the token there, but, a medium-sized, I guess larger medium-sized square stone building to the right of your map. I just moved Keeper Tamlin. I am pinging it if you don't mind moving your tokens over a little bit.
There we go.
I don't. Okay, sorry, just checking if I had a track set up for this conversation, but I don't, so we're sticking with this one. She brings you inside, and you see actually a decent-sized sheriff office. You see there's a large amount, probably about 10 or so cells against the back wall. You see a main desk to your left as you walk through, or as you enter the building. On the right, you see a couple of closed doors, but you would assume them to be offices. And Sheriff Edda steps behind her desk and sits down and leans forward. She motions to a few chairs for you. There are only 2 for you to sit down in, but she motions, she says, please have a seat. So, it's hard to describe the troubles we've been having. It's some sort of ghost or spirit, but it doesn't seem to be directly... Gods, how do I describe this? And she puts her head in her hand, and you can see she's trying to think about how to properly get the words out. And then she says, you see, bad things have been happening in this town. Buildings burned down, people going missing, mysterious trouble, but this spirit shows up.
Excuse me.
Bless you. God bless you. Please, do you need a tissue? Here.
Thank you. I'm allergic to dust.
She reaches into her desk and hands you a cloth hanky. She says, you can keep that. Where was I? Right, these things, these mysterious... I've been saying that word too much. These problems occur after this spirit arrives. People have been saying that they see this sort of tall, thin, almost like an owl spirit. It's partially, what's the word, transparent, translucent. You can kind of see through it, you know, but bright red eyes, and it's sort of become like a bad omen around this place.
A harbinger of doom.
Yes, that's it. A harbinger of doom. But it's not like anybody's seen it do the things, right? Nobody's seen it fly off with a person in the night. Nobody's seen it set torch to the rooftops. But it shows up, and when it shows up, everybody knows something bad's gonna happen. And she sort of at that point just like looks at you and shrugs like, I don't know. Some people seem to think it has something to do with our shrine garden out at the edge of town. Some people think it could be Coriander. She's the local witch, but she's been around here longer than probably anybody, and she's helped with the town, but people are getting suspicious, you know. Mysterious woman, outskirts of town, taking part in spooky practices. Who knows? She might be able to tell you a bit more, but it's been a problem for I'd say a few months now. The mayor's been getting up in arms trying to figure out what's going on. The town people are getting restless. They're going to start causing their own kinds of trouble if I don't figure out what's going on soon. And so, a little while ago, I decided it was time to get word out. And so we sent some people out back towards the more populated areas, see what sort of help we could bring in. We don't have much, but we'll pay you. We'll give you something if there's anything you can do. So tell me, what do you think? Any thoughts on this? And she just looks at you. Yeah.
I want to make sure I have an accurate understanding of this. So some sort of spooky, ethereal entity that looks like an owl with glowy red eyes is appearing and scaring people, and seems to be an omen of something to come, but then that's all that comes? No actual disasters, no missing people, no death. It's just almost like a threat.
Well, that's the thing. The spirit itself seems to be the threat. But after it shows up, bad things do happen. People go missing, buildings burn down, those that are in the hospital that seem to be getting better pass away. I shouldn't really call it a hospital, but you know, the doctor's office. cattle
The
goes
barber.
missing, cattle gets killed. Yeah, exactly. The barber, he's the one who does most of the surgeries around here. But there are bad things that happen, and
But no one
I've
sees.
investigated. You know, listen, I don't have any real deputies like you do, sir, but we've got some volunteers, you know, and it's not like we're not trying to figure out what's going on. We all live here. We all want to figure out the problem. But we can't find any other possible cause. I mean, listen, a house burns down, right? A ranch burns down. It seems like it could have been natural causes. But before it does, this spirit was seen, right? Somebody walking home
It's
from
the pattern
inn.
of the thing.
It's the pattern of the thing. Exactly.
Well, did you ever think that maybe it's not warning you that it's going to cause a bad thing to happen? It's trying to warn you that something bad is going to happen so you can stop it?
Maybe. I've thought that. But the thing is, we can't... Nobody can seem to communicate with it. It doesn't
just
speak.
appears
It
and
doesn't
disappears.
interact. It just shows up and then leaves. And
Does it leave via locomotion, or does it just vanish like?
oh, no trains come through here, but it does fly away. It's got wings. It's like if its arms are kind of like wings. It's like wing arm things. And
Boss, I
so
figure
it
anything
can
flies
fly.
away, we can follow it.
Does it
Certainly.
normally fly in a particular direction?
Oh yes, we've figured that bit out. It seems to fly towards the shrines. And that's
was
been
about to
another
ask.
problem in its own. Sorry, not to interrupt. That's another problem of its own. Because now the people are terrified to go to the shrines. And so now we're worried about all the other gods but getting upset with us. Because we're not able to properly pay our respects.
Well, where's your shrine keeper? Are they not taking care of it?
No, we haven't had a shrine keeper in a long time. But Coriander, she does what she can. She'd be probably the closest to it. Again, I can tell you where she lives. She's out on the northeast of town. She's a bit past the shrines. And if you scroll north, actually, sorry, she's just north of us. And if you scroll north a bit, you will see the shrine garden, which I am pinging. Then I'm also pinging the graveyard, and then large tree with a small hut. That is where Coriander lives. And she says, she's sort of like our shaman witch kinda person, but maybe she could shed some more light on it. She does seem to insist that the ghost, or again, whatever it is, isn't evil, means us no harm. So I'm kind of the mindset that you are, Miss. What'd you say your name was? I'm sorry.
Keeper Tamlin.
Yes, Keeper Tamlin. I think similar to you do, but the townspeople, yeah, you know, you can't talk sense into people that don't want to hear it. And as far as talking sense, I don't even know if it's really true.
I think
What's true? Have you not seen it?
Oh, most everybody's seen it by now. Again,
Okay.
we've been dealing with this for a few months now, and the town's fallen to hell.
Did anything
Oh,
happen
sounds like
in
we
the
sh-
shrine before this started happening?
Not
Anything
that
of
I
note?
know of. Not that I know of.
I'm sure we can ask Coriander.
Yeah, it sounds like we should take a look at those shrines and maybe talk to Miss Coriander a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a clear path forward. Let's head out to Shrine Gardens, see what we find out, and then let's meet your witch and see what she knows.
Please, if there's anything we can do, I would appreciate it.
Gladly.
It was a pleasure making your acquaintance.
We're happy to be of service.
You as well,
Sheriff.
you as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that too, the service. Yeah, no, that's what we're here for. Good point. Let's go be of service. Mm-hmm.
We'll get you there, Furnace. We'll get you there. And then I will twirl my mustache and start making my way in the general direction that she indicated the gardens.
Yeah, she just sort of gets up and
doesn't follow.
love it. Yeah, she just gets up and sort of just motions to the door. I appreciate you listening to me belly aching, and I wish you the best of luck. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
I appreciate it.
On our way north, since I heard the sheriff say that homes were being burnt, as we pass some of these homes on the way north, can I just slap a like a an anti-fire talisman on some of the buildings? Just
Absolutely.
Mostly focus on the wooden ones.
Absolutely. Now, something actually does happen as you leave the sheriff's office.
Okay.
You leave the sheriff's office, and as you're stepping out, a young man pushes past you, seemingly in a panic, and he says, Sheriff, oh God, excuse me, but Sheriff Flintlock, it's the Brooks farm, it's on fire, they seen the ghost, and it's up in flames, oh God, it's awful, please, come, and he turns and bolts back out again, and the sheriff just gets up and says, well,
I run
seems
directly
like
up to him.
Yeah,
you might have
the
some,
others. And...
yeah, and she starts rushing, and
Does anyone need me to pick them up so we can run faster?
Yeah, I think
How
you see me
fast
like
do I
take my
go?
hat off and hold it like a football so it doesn't flap
I don't
away
need
while
you
I
to
run.
pick me up. I run very quickly on my own.
and
All
you
right.
see
I might
I'm just
need a
gonna pick
boost.
up the sheriff in a football
Yeah.
carry.
beautiful, absolutely. I'm gonna use some amazing artwork to draw some flames on one of these houses.
You said the Brooks farm?
And it is in
I thought
it
you
is
said
to the
farm.
west, a little bit north. You will see
Yeah,
sort
I
of
see the
what we're
flames.
talking about.
Looks more like a
Ooh,
house, but
multicolored.
we'll let it pass.
Maybe the house is on a farm.
This map is not to scale.
Nothing here is to scale. As you know what, you're right. Do we want to find a different house that's a farm? Let's say, you know what,
Go for
here,
the
this
one, like,
this
farther
one's
left of
already
this next
burning.
one.
Yeah,
That
this
one
one's
can
already
look at the
destroyed.
top
This
row.
one's
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
destroyed.
use this one. Use this one.
Beautiful. Okay.
Use the one on the left.
Okay. By popular demand, there we go.
Oh no,
And
it's a farmhouse. It's on fire.
I will
Let's go
move all
help.
of your
Oh, no.
tokens there. And as you get there, you see on your way, you see a few of the townsfolk. Well, you see plenty of townsfolk starting to rush, and some are rushing towards the town well to get some buckets. It seems like they actually have had more experience than they should dealing with this kind of problem. They seem a bit not too organized suspiciously, but too organized, and this has happened too often. But you also see quite a few looking at the sky and kind of pointing, and as you look up, you do see very faintly, now that the sun has just about passed the mountains and the sky is not fully dark, but it is well into the evening, and you see it looks like some sort of thing flying in the sky. You can all give me perception rolls. Let's see how much you're able to pick up from this thing. 21, that's pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty
16,
good about it.
15. Yeah,
I
you
got
all
my useless
see.
one out of the way.
You all can see, not surprisingly clearly, but you can all see clearly enough that the first thing that catches you is these large red eyes that seem to glow as it looks at you. They don't look at you directly, but they look down in your direction. Let me drop a token that will fly.
Is it up
You
in the
see
air?
a creature like this flying through the sky, and it does seem translucent. You can see it well, but not too clearly, and you do see sort of the hint of some stars behind it, some clouds as it soars through the sky. towards the east, towards the direction of the shrines. It looks
that looks like a look horror.
Yeah, it does have a very owlish look to it. You see it has these long, thin claws on the ends of its wings, which double as arms. They aren't like full feathered wings. It's got long, thin, like bird legs ending in, again, long, terrifying looking talons. It has this body that seems a little bit too large, a little bit too wide, too bulky for the rest of its limbs, with a ridge of, you can't tell necessarily if it's spines or feathers going down the center of its back, maybe both, as it soars through the sky.
Does it look like anything that I've read of?
Ooh, give
like
me a... I'll take history or arcana, whichever you... Actually, no, this is going to be ghosts and stuff. Give me arcana or religion.
Okay, I will take religion then.
Yeah.
I was going to ask for a similar thing to see if I could make a similar roll. Would I be able to assist, see if maybe together we can brainstorm and, in our travels if we cross anything like this?
Sure, you can roll with advantage.
Okay,
I will or just roll again. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful nat 20. Okay.
That's what we call teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the name of this spirit, but it is very clearly a spirit. What a shock. Due to the owl-like nature of it, you suspect it has something to do with one of the gods or goddesses of either knowledge or sort of like possibly divination, secrets, something along those routes. You can't tell just from looking at it whether this would innately be evil or not. However, you know that looks don't necessarily mean everything. It does look like a spooky, nasty thing, but this spirit...
That can be a protective mechanism.
It certainly might be. And you see that it's not giving off any sort of particularly evil mannerisms as it flies. You don't hear laughing, you don't see the beak sort of cawing, or if it had a mouth, like a standard mouth, which it doesn't, you don't see it like sneering. You don't see the eyes scowling or anything like that. It seems almost neutral in its demeanor, as much as it can have one, and as much as you can catch from this distance.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm gonna shoot out Spirit Expert. Do we follow?
Does it, just a quick thought after that, does it look like this farmhouse requires our assistance for success in taming the flames, or are the people kind of handling it?
The people seem to be handling it. However, what I will say that you see is they are very clearly they have clearly pulled somebody out of the building, which by now is pretty severely burnt. Like, it's very clear that this house is going to be a loss. The main goal is to keep it from spreading to other buildings. Sure. In this sort of dry environment. That's not particularly surprising. But you see that they have pulled somebody out that is very clearly injured, possibly dead. So as far as helping with the building itself, no. As far as other things going on, it's up to you what you would like to possibly prioritize, or what information
as a big old
gather.
tiefling, in every sense, I have fire resistance, so I'm gonna jump in and see if there's anyone else that needs pulling out.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. As you do, you see a body that is, once you get up to it, no rolls necessary. You see it is clearly dead on the ground, and you see a teen sort of looking over them, sobbing, and as you sort of see what you can do to help, she says, please, my mom is still in there, please. daddy, and she just sort of like.
Sorry, where do I see this? Where
collapses.
she says in there? I'm confused.
So she's pointing to sort of the building that is now sort of fully engulfed in flames. You see part of the roof has already caved in. You see the body and the girl have been sort of like pulled out and are on the side, and you see other townsfolk sort of tending to the body and looking over while other people.
Okay, see, I'm bolting in. I'm bolting in.
Yeah, great. It's not a particularly big building, right? All of the buildings here are of a, 1 to maybe 3 room size outside of the larger inn and some other big buildings. But as you walk in, the flames are roaring around you, and you hear somebody in probably one of the side. It's probably either a bedroom or an office. It's just sort of like an offshoot room, calling for help.
All right, I'm going to shout, clear the door! Wait like 1 second and then kick it open.
Yeah, no problem. You kick the door open, you bust in, and you see off, it's not actually in its own room, you see off to the side a middle-aged woman who seems to be caught underneath a fallen beam. The beam itself is on fire, but it hasn't been quite engulfed yet, so the woman isn't like actively burning, but you can see she's coughing. It's hard to see, it's hard to breathe in here. You have kind of no problem at all due to your nature.
Heavy things on fire, that's what they pay me salary for.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hear a call,
man.
please,
Be careful.
help.
I got you. Just stand there, fly still. That's the one. Then I find somewhere to grab that's not. I mean, it can be a little on fire.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Sure.
And I just try to hoist the beam off of her. Do I got to roll anything?
Yes. Please give me an athletics roll. Oh yeah,
15.
15 is enough. You lift this beam up with your mighty muscles, and she rolls out from underneath. You're able to drop it, pick her up, and escort her out. Thanks to, once again, you being who and what you are, you take no damage from the flames. You see some other people at this point have come in, are starting to splash water around on the inside. They're just sort of staying by the door. They're not wandering too far in. Same thing with people on the outside. And as you pull her out, she sort of coughs and collapses, and she says, No, Levi, my Levi. And she sort of like coughs and goes over to where you see this body lying on the ground.
Oh, okay, good. I don't gotta run
So,
back.
The sheriff said,
about
no.
that body lying on the ground.
Yes.
While Furnace has gone in and been dealing with the stuff inside, as soon as I saw that there was the person on the ground, I am going to head over to them.
Sorry, 1 second. I had audio for the fire. Dun, 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 dun. Okay,
So
sorry.
late now.
Okay, quick,
fire's
rewind.
still
Let's
going.
start again. You got no.
Back into the house.
Yes, while
So I'm big and I have fire resistance.
while Levi oh my gosh, while Furnace is inside the building. Yes, Tamlin, what
Yes.
would you like to do?
I go over to this body on the ground and, just for the sake of it, without really checking, I'm just going to clutch the many holy symbols around my neck, and then I'm going to touch the body and use Spare the Dying and see if it works.
Can you tell me once again what Spare the Dying does? Or put
Spare
it into
the
chat.
Dying.
You can't say that. You're a game designer.
I believe it prevents the...
There you go.
Cut that out,
Oh,
cut
it
that
has
out.
0 hit points and isn't dead. It becomes...
So if
Unfortunately...
like hoping that they were just pulled out and are still on the brink of death. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
It does not work. It has no effect.
Okay. And once I've seen that, there was like a kid next to.
Yeah, they seem to be
body?
in their like early teens.
Okay,
And you
gotcha.
see her just sort of crying over the body, just like kind of
Mm-hmm.
shaken and looking at the others, the other townsfolk, kind of like, can anybody please? And you see a couple, a an active couple walk forward, and they sort of lift her up and pull her aside, and they say, come on now, just come over here, don't look, let them do what they can, please, just come with us. And they just sort of usher her off to the side, and she's crying, and you see somebody who has more gray hair. It's an older woman, human. She comes forward, and you see her sort of lean down and start to inspect the body, and the Sheriff Etta says, everybody, this is Jolene. She's our the closest thing to a doctor we have, and yeah, Jolene, what can you tell me? And she says, well, clearly it's, sorry, I did the wrong accent. She says, this is Jolene. She's the closest thing to a doctor we've got. What can you do for us? And then Jolene comes in and she says, well, let's see. And she bends down and inspects the body, and she says, well, clearly quite a few burns here. I won't know more without doing a full autopsy, but it seems that, well...
He's dead.
Very clearly dead, but there are some
Well,
other
what's the cause of
wounds.
death?
I may need to inspect... Wait, pardon me, who are you all? She, looks up, suddenly realizing that there are strangers in front of her.
Yeah, I'm, right next to her, next to the body.
Yeah, about this time, Furnace comes out with the
other survivor.
one who you would assume to be the wife.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be next to them for this interaction because I'm going to be trying to help with putting out the fire.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
Or stopping it from spreading, I guess. More.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I will just...
I've already moved on from the fire, so I'm definitely here and paying attention.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will sort of wave at the at Jolene and just say, Keeper Tamlin, I do what shrine keepers do.
Oh, a shrine keeper. That's been quite a while since we've seen. Wonderful. Well, I'm sorry then. Certainly, if you would like to have a look, there are other wounds here. It doesn't seem like this was entirely from fire. Would you like to take a look? And you can make a medicine roll with advantage if you would like, Tamlin.
Okay, great. I was gonna be like, can you help me? All right, I will go ahead and do that.
You ask for my help, and I'll be like, fire.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
dead.
You notice the burns very clearly. A 14. Yeah, you see... There are some other wounds on the body, and some of them do seem like ones that you would get from, some falling debris, possibly knocking into them. But one thing that does catch your eye, and Jolene's eye as well, and you sort of look it over and discuss, is you see a a couple of slashing and stabbing wounds that at first look like they could be from, again, some wood, or perhaps, if there was maybe some glass jars in the house that exploded from the heat, things like that. But as you look, you see it looks more like it was caused by some sort of weapon. The slicing is too clean for it to have been from a piece of wood or any sort of standard bludgeoning or household item outside of maybe a kitchen knife or something. It seems to have been inflicted.
These wounds are too
upon this
precise for
person.
sand people.
That's right.
I will... Is Sheriff Etta, near us?
Yeah, Sheriff Etta is sort of shouting out orders to some of the townsfolk, pushing the people that aren't actively helping back. She's spending some time with you. She's just sort of a bit all over the place, trying to take control of the situation.
Gotcha.
You see,
I think...
during all of this, you do see that she's talking to somebody who walks by. Oh, and I do have a token for them. Who is a particularly large human. Most of this town is human, just to point out. You do see a couple other races again. The sheriff is a dwarf. You see the odd, gnome or halfling walking around, but it is a predominantly human settlement. You see a very large human. He probably stands close to 6.5 feet tall, must weigh about 300 pounds. He has a blonde goatee and mustache. He wears a beautiful, hold on, let me bring up his actual description. You see dirty blonde hair, dirty in terms of sort of off blonde. He looks very clean and pampered. Short cropped beard with
off blonde is my favorite new word.
Off blonde, right? I always used to call it dirty blonde, but I've been hearing people be like, "Oh, dirty," and it's like, no, don't you know what dirty blonde like?
Just
anyway.
a color.
Yeah, like I mean, it as a color, not an aspect of the blonde. He wears a particularly fancy musketeer hat, and he's dressed in fine clothes. You see a decent amount of military medals pinned to him as well. And you see the sheriff off talking to him at a certain point. Why didn't I?
I'd like to use a background feature at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. I am looking for.
So, as a former outlaw with our outlaw background, I can take a look at the scene and kind of figure out who's really in charge from everybody I'm looking at. I'm kind of trying to get a sense of between this man with all the medals and the sheriff, who's actually like the person with authority.
No problem. You see clearly. Oh, that's why. Sorry, I was looking for where I put the sheriff token, and I couldn't find the sheriff token because it was hiding underneath the villager token. It is very clearly this man with the hat. You see, they are talking, very animatedly, waving their hands, this and that. But you can see that the sheriff is very clearly, not the one in charge. Yes.
I would say probably, like, I'm helping with the fire, but I think upon seeing, like, or encountering that altercation, I know I can't help with, I don't console people and I can't heal people, but, authority stuff, I have the biggest mustache here. So I'm probably going to shift over that way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can see it. This isn't like being him.
Yeah, my background feature is actually just looking at mustache sizes secretly.
Yeah. His mustache.
Just testing mustache size.
No, absolutely. So here's right in the grades of mustaches. His is not bigger than hers, but his is much more well manicured and kept.
He has more expensive mustache
wax. Yes, he has the more expensive mustache wax. His mustache wax, you can get. You don't even need to roll for this, Wilbin. His mustache wax is probably more expensive than your mustache wax.
Ooh, I draw my wand now.
Yeah. Now, before we get to Wilbin and Furnace, Tamlin, let's finish up with what you were interested in.
Yeah, so after having seen that, I'm gonna give Jolene a look and just like put my hand up to my lips of like, don't say anything about this. That's when I'm gonna try to. I was originally gonna go towards the sheriff, but now I'm going to redirect towards my sheriff, Wilpin,
Sure.
as I see him coming over, and I kind of like catch him on the arm and say, "We've got a murder." Just like kind of quiet enough that the two of us can hear it in all of the cacophony.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, but I'll just say we've
like...
got a murder. It might be the family. It might be somebody else.
I think we've probably worked together enough that, seeing your subtlety with it, I know that, like, this is not a public thing yet. It's exclusive. I think with that, it's like, let me go see what the powers that be know. And I'll with that information, head over to Sheriff Etta and this other meddled individual.
Make sure
and see.
that the daughter doesn't wander off. Like, I know that she was pulled
yeah.
aside, but is she still here?
Yes, she is still here. We'll check that out
keep
in
an
a
eye
moment.
on her.
Yeah, she seems to just be getting, as comforted as
Yeah.
possible by this couple that's taking her, but they're very clearly just sort of like making sure she's not like just staring at the dead body of her father. And at a certain point, the mother goes over and sort of the four of them are just sort of talking and sort of doing their own thing. Wilbin, you go over to Etta and this other person, and Etta will introduce you. She says, Mayor, this is Sheriff Wilbin Fizzlespell. He's visiting to, they're here to help with this. And this large man, the mayor, says, well. Sorry, I gotta get his voice together. I had it already, and then I completely vanished. Well, wonderful. It's good to see that we've got some people finally coming in to help this little settlement of ours and figure out what in tarnation's going on here. Please, my name is Mayor Clay Cassidy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. And he holds out his big, sort of chubby hand to shake yours.
I'll, reach up and shake his hand for my gnomish.
He practically lifts you off your feet as he shakes your hand. Yeah.
You need to like kneel down so you can hop on my knee and have like slightly higher elevation.
Love it.
I'll sit on Furnace's lap so I see him.
No, I'm just gonna kneel and you can like hop on my knee and get like an extra 2 feet from there.
But yeah, I'll kind of settle over. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Clay.
Please, call me Mayor. Mister was my dad's name. He says as if it were a hilarious joke.
I mean, I make that joke all the time. It better be hilarious.
I mean, it is a hilarious. You all laugh. It is funny.
Hey.
I think Wilbin's laugh is a little faux.
Okay.
I think he definitely is like a, this is the kind of authority that he doesn't like.
Sure.
I'm here to protect the law, but it's people like this that I worry seem to take too much pride in their influence in it.
Certainly.
So when I settle over there, it is a pleasure to meet you, Mayor Clay. I just wanted to confirm. Clearly, there was some bickering here, and I didn't know who you were, and I became acquainted with Sheriff Etta, and I thought I'd see what's going on. Is there anything I can be of assistance?
Well,
I have my
certainly. I say, you can figure out what the hell's is going on around here. I think it's about time that we, I think it's time to start taking more drastic measures, but the sheriff here thinks we're still a bit premature. But with the advent of you and your group coming in, what do you all think? I mean, I'm personally of the, and he sort of like leans forward to like conspiratorial say in a very loud voice, I'm thinking it's about time we took down that shrine garden and perhaps put up a new one. Thinking it may have gone a bit sour, if you know what I mean, and might be time to put up something new.
Well, I am no shrine keeper. I would have to discuss with my keeper Tamlin.
You've got one of those types.
Yeah.
I would take it on under her authority that tearing down a shrine is never the best way to reestablish it. There are spirits and entities at play that you will do nothing but anger and disrespect. Which is why I think the best course, I'm in line with thought, your love, that we should be investigating. With an outside set of eyes, maybe find something in our experience that your deputies missed that will prevent any further chaos and potentially protect this spirit should it be a good one.
Be a good one, I say. Ain't no such thing. Well, I guess there is some such thing as a good spirit, but this one, certainly not. But,
I
Well,
mean, there's always whiskey, am I right?
Sheriff, hey, I like how this boy thinks. Well, Sheriff and Keeper, if you think it's best, I'll defer to y'all for now, but I'm only going to be able to keep these people at bay for so long before they start taking things into their own hands, and it's always better if the leadership comes from the top, if you know what I'm saying.
If you were the authority over me, I would agree. But I do not fall under your jurisdiction, which is why I'll be conducting my own investigation.
He gives you a little squint, but he said, right, if that were the case. Well, and then he looks at all three of you a little bit more shrewdly. He says, well, good luck, and if there's anything you need, please feel free to ask the sheriff here. I'm sure she'll be able to help you with whatever you need. And he sort of turns and walks away. And Tamlin, Keeper Tamlin, please give me a... What's your passive perception?
My passive perception isn't great. It's a 12.
That's enough, because you're kind of focusing on what's going on. As he walks away, you see he walks away for a little bit, but before you lose sight of him, he casts a glance over his shoulder and is very clearly looking at you, giving you sort of an eye, but
I'm
he
looking
keeps
at him,
walking
too.
away. But he as soon as he sees you're looking at him, he just sort of turns and keeps waddling away. And Sheriff,
I think as soon as he's gone, I immediately just say, I don't like him.
Neither do I. Sheriff Etta, I apologize.
please, the full name's Etta Flintlock, but at this point, I mean, everybody calls me Etta or Sheriff. We're a bit more casual
You
around
switch
here.
your voice, David.
Shit!
Well,
I mean, Tarnation!
God, stop it.
Well, let me get back into it. Right. Well,
There
I'll be
you are,
honest with
Etta.
thank you. I'll be honest with you. We're a bit more casual around here, but listen, he's been a good mayor for quite a few years, but he likes his privilege and he's not afraid to flaunt it, as you can tell. But you wouldn't be the first to have some issues with him. But you heard them, and I agree. It's getting dangerous around these parts if the townsfolk keep having to put up with whatever's going on. So please, whatever it is you can do, try and help us as best you can.
At the very
I think
least,
it's time we
if you
spoke
can
to.
try
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, at the very least, if you can get us a day so we can see this shrine garden
Oh, certainly.
and talk to Coriander, or any sort of mob develops. There's Keeper Tamlin. Can you share with Etta what you discovered about the body? Now that he's gone.
Yeah, I will step in and just say, your doctor, Jolene, she and I both discovered that the man there was most likely murdered. There are stab and slash wounds on his body that don't seem to match what would happen in a fire.
Well, that's a whole new issue now that we've got to deal with.
I think we
Right,
should
God.
talk
Are
to
you
the
sure?
family before we say anything about it.
Certainly. Would you like me to talk to him, or would you like to do it yourselves? But
I turn to Wilbin.
and yeah, she just sort of, you see her just sort of like talking to herself, as this is a shock.
We are outsiders here, and clearly the locals are about ready to be up in arms. I think Etta will be most likely to relay that information to them in a way that does not result in immediate stampeding towards the shrine.
Well, preferably don't tell him at all until we actually.
Well,
I
I
agree with
suppose, yeah,
Furnace.
getting the
Sorry,
information
sorry.
from
Preferably don't tell him at all unless we actually got a culprit to show him.
certainly. But
Otherwise,
I
fingers
think
start pointing.
Etta will know the family better, and I think I think we have to get to the Shrine Garden.
Right.
I think she'll be able to be better at getting that information than we can.
I'll keep it to myself and see if I can gather any information without getting too into the thick of things, if you will. Please, she points over to where the Shrine Garden is. Please, go see what you can, and I'll either be here or back at the office if you need anything.
Before we leave here, does the mother look injured enough that she needs some healing?
You see, she has been tended to, thankfully. When the beam was more pinning than breaking or damaging.
Yeah.
Like, she's certainly bruised and probably has something cracked or injured, but she seems to be hobbling around well enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Really more of a plank than a beam.
Yeah. There you go. No, because it's more impressive if you lifted a beam than a plank.
Sure,
Yeah.
It just happened to be, on an angle, but not a huge angle, Yeah.
Blocking
Love
her
the
math-
face,
Math and all that
Water.
stuff, exactly.
Good thing I got a splinter.
Yeah. So brave. All right. So where would you guys like to head to first?
I think the Shrine Gardens are on the way up to
on the
Corianders,
way
right?
to Coriander.
They
Yeah.
are all. Would you like me to move? I will move your tokens just because.
The only thing I'm concerned about
that
is if
will
we
be
stop
the
at the
easiest.
Shrine Garden,
I'm going to
I'm
ping again
probably
where you all are.
not gonna want to leave until I clean it up. So, if you want me to be present to talk with Coriander, we might want to go to her first.
Maybe we see if we can
That's up to you
go
all.
with her and bring her with us to the Shrine Gardens so she can,
Sure.
we walk and talk maybe, see if we can do something like that. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the way to go. Yeah, because, you know more about the rest. We probably want you there for the Coriander conversation.
Yes, I
Sure.
do.
Okay. So you all head to the northeast of town, and you can see it from a distance as you walk. It is a very large, beautiful tree, really the only full lush tree here. There are some trees that are more used to this sort of dry, arid climate, a lot of dead trees, some bushes and brush, some cactuses and tumbleweeds, but this is clearly a tree that does not belong here. It has thick roots that must go deep into the ground. It's surrounded by beautiful flowers that sort of seem to grow wild. They don't seem particularly trimmed or gardened in any sort of the way. And you can only describe it as coming out of the tree, you see a simple wooden hut. It's not made from the tree, but you can see that over the years it seems to have sort of become a part of the tree. And you see a simple wooden door.
All right.
I'll knock on it.
You knock on the
I
door.
knock loudly.
Ah, you knock
because I don't have another
loudly.
option.
Beautiful. And you hear.
Yeah, my little.
I mean, have you seen these hands?
Beautiful. You knock loudly. It is loud. You actually hear the door cracking a little bit. And you hear from inside. No need for all the ruckus. Yeah, come on in. It's unlocked. And the door swings open quite easily as you enter into Coriander's hut.
Mhm. I'm scoping
You
out where the
see
nicest place to sit
a
is.
small hut. You see before you a very threadbare rug, a damaged table with cracked plates. Part of the trunk of the tree takes up the whole sort of back left corner of the building. You see a simple wooden ladder, sort of rope ladder, wooden and rope like ladder leading up to some sort of upstairs room. And basically what you see before you, a small fireplace, and some vines and little sprouts kind of coming in through the walls and ground of this place. In the back, you see a chicken just sort of like clucking and walking around. And in a very old, almost falling apart, cushioned lounge chair, you see a very old elf. She has long gray hair that shines like silver and platinum, and a fox pelt around her shoulders. At least it looks like a pelt at first glance. You're not actually sure if it's alive or not at the moment. And when she turns to look at you, you can see her eyes were probably green at some point, but have since sort of dulled to more of a grayish tone. And she says,
"Well, look at you all. That's quite the motley crew. If one of you, please, you've got hands that can deal with heat. Pour me a cup of tea."
And she points to you, Furnace, and then points at the teapot that's sitting on the edge of the fireplace. There you see a...
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Where are the cups?
Dang it. There's probably one on that table.
And you do see a little...
Okay, I'm busy myself looking for ways to make her some cup of tea.
Yeah. The tea is kind of ready. It's been ready to pour. You just have to do the rest. And she says,
"Well, what brings you to these parts? What can I do for you all? Are you trying to have babies, not have babies, grow plants, kill plants? What can I help you with?"
None of those things. I'm been Fizzle Spell. These are my compatriots. We're here to
I didn't do it.
Honestly, I don't believe that you did. We are here to help with your spirit, omen of doom, ill-gotten events.
Yeah. Those people are crazy. I keep telling them it's not an omen of doom. It's trying to help.
I agree.
Which I'm
Finally,
of that persuasion
people
as
talk
well.
in sense, but
Clearly the mayor is not. But we thought we'd speak to you so you could get some insight before we headed to the Shrine Gardens also.
I don't know what's going on with that man, but here's what I can tell you. Every night, well, not every night, but on the nights when the spirit shows up, when it returns, it goes back to the shrine garden, and it always goes to the same shrine, the shrine of Savras. Now, I don't know if any of y'all heard of that. And Tamlin,
I did.
I think you already know about that one. Yeah. Oddly enough or not, I think you already know about that one. Would you like to give any information, or would you like me to discuss?
Yeah, I think when she mentions that, I kind of just like Tamlin. I don't worship anyone, so I'm just...
Yeah, I will speak up and just say that Savras is the god of divination and fate, which is what I sort of guessed when I first saw that owl spirit creature. I could tell that it was associated with some sort of god of divination. Savras is a bit of a compatriot to my patron deity, Daenerys. They both kind of serve Okma. But no, Savras is neutral. He just, his servants would tell you something is happening, but they're not going to cause it to happen or anything like that.
Well, I try telling all of this to them, but it don't work. You know how it is in times of panic. The people are going to think what they think, and suddenly I go from just being the kooky witch on the outskirts that can double as a midwife or help when people get sick or other things, to now I'm the one who brought it, and all sorts of crazy rumors going on. So I'll help you however I can. Now, I thought about this, and it was something that, if it came down to it, I was gonna volunteer it for Sheriff Flintlock, but y'all seem to be, and she gives you an experienced eye over, a bit more capable than the folks in town. There's a ritual I can perform, unless any of y'all have any magics that can do this on your own. But well, I can. So I can't really speak to the spirit or anything like that. I'm pretty limited in my abilities, but I've got I know a ritual that I can do that'll invite it into me, and it'll be able to speak through me. I've been holding off on it because it's dangerous, you see, and, well, I've lived a good long life, and if worse comes to worse, if it helps the town, so be it. Maybe things work out fine, and if it's a malevolent spirit, well, then I'm screwed anyway, and, well, tarnation, what you gonna do, I suppose. But I can invite it into me, and if you all can keep me safe while I cast it, because, well, I'll describe more about what'll happen if we decide to do it, but maybe then you can communicate with it and get some more information directly from the source.
I think we should hold that as a backup option. I think we should take a look at the Shrine Garden first. And if it's true that this spirit is just a servant who is trying to help the town by warning them of these things happening, then that means that the things happening probably are entirely unrelated to supernatural activity. Someone is doing them. And since it's multiple burnings and maybe multiple people missing, and we already know the other thing that we know, I'm concerned that these are all being caused by the same person or group of people.
Well,
I can't
that's
help
a
but feel like
terrifying
I'm
thought.
who he is.
So,
Well, speaking with my plenty of expertise as, you know, this seems kind of odd for a crime spree, because none of the crimes seem to serve any sort of goal for the would-be criminal.
except for the missing people. We don't know what's happening to them.
That's
Don't know
true,
what's happening
but
to the missing
burning
people.
random buildings? I don't know. I ain't buying it.
It
I
could
think someone's
be,
trying to stoke
though.
fear.
I don't think it's for personal gain so much as wealth or petty crimes. I think someone is trying to cause terror and find a way to
And-
gain from it. There are few people in positions that can benefit from mass fear.
And who seems to specifically not benefit from this? We've been told by multiple people that supposedly the townsfolk want to bring down on, and I will gesture over towards, oh no, I've forgotten her name.
Coriander.
Coriander. I will gesture towards Coriander and then gesture out the door, towards,
The
going
shrines.
against Coriander and also tearing down the Shrine Garden. Now, I
That
know
was a
the mayor
concern.
said, oh, we'll build a new one. But the thing is, once the Shrine Garden is gone, you don't have to replace it with a Shrine Garden. You could replace it with whatever you want. I just...
Also, only the mayor brought up the Shrine Garden.
I thought
I believe
that
the sheriff said that people suspect the witch, ma'am.
Well, I think
It's
she
all
was
right. I know what
mentioning
they
that.
call me.
I think I recall her mentioning the witch, but I don't think it was. I think in that same breath she mentioned that, your
They were
your
scared of the
spiritualness has
Shrine
been
Garden.
held. Yes,
They didn't
that
want
the
to
Shrine
tear it
Garden
down, but
presented
they were
a
afraid of it.
threat.
If you say
and
so.
their
I remember her
activity.
saying that the townsfolk want to take out their anger on Miss Coriander,
Mhm.
while the mayor said that they want to take it out on the Shrine
On the
Garden.
Shrine Garden.
I'm thinking the mayor has something against the Shrine Garden.
I agree.
And it's very particular mindset that doesn't really align with the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose it does align with a specific goal.
Well, whatever it is you all want to do, I'll help you as I can. Just tell me what to do.
So you've been taking care of the shrine garden up until this point?
I've been doing the majority of it, but there used to be some townsfolk that would help me. You know, everybody at some point or other would come to the garden to either pray, pay respects, ask for help, you know, all that sort of thing. But recently, since we've been having this trouble, that's been dwindling down, and I don't even know when the last time somebody came was. Probably at least a couple weeks. So it's just been up to me, and I'm doing what I can, but it's not always the best.
Did you notice any change in the garden before this stuff started happening?
Just the presence of that spirit.
Okay.
I think we go to the gardens to.
Yeah, I think we should check out the
Go
garden.
there.
And
Agreed.
And afterwards, if it comes to it, it is very noble of you to offer up yourself in that ritual. Ideally, it does not come to that.
Well, I've never been yellow-bellied, and like I said before, this is for the good of the town and the people, so I'll do what I can.
Also, I think you're tougher than you let on.
She gives you a wink.
Lady as weak and decrepit as you might want us to
Hey,
think you
now,
are.
I'm right here.
I'm saying, a lady who projects this image, who is true to this image, would not be using a rope and a rope ladder to get to her bedroom. So I'm thinking you got a bit more vigor than you let on.
Well, my bed's in the back corner of this floor.
Or
but
to
that is
wherever in
true.
the
I do.
hut,
Okay,
David.
okay,
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Touche, stranger, touche.
You carry yourself like someone with a much larger stash than you possess. That's a
She's
good
like,
thing.
oh yeah, I've been meaning to wax that. So, where are we going? We heading out to the shrine garden?
I think
believe
that
so.
should be our next place. By the way, that ritual that you can conduct, does it have to be you that is the possessee?
Unfortunately, yeah, it's not
Okay.
a spell scroll or other such short thing. It's something that was passed down to me by, well, through the generations of my family, and it's just something that I've done it in the past and it's been okay, but again, now that I'm getting old and I don't know the strength of this thing or really its intent. I mean, like I said, I believe it's trying to do good or at least not do bad, but
I agree.
if I'm wrong, that's it for me. I'm pushing
Well,
up
if-
daisies.
If we decide to do the ritual, and if you do survive, if you can pass that on to someone, I'm more than happy to, continue the legacy, unless you have other family members that you would prefer to pass it on to.
Give me a persuasion roll, please, Mercy.
Okay.
Let's see how Coriander feels about this.
I'm not great at persuasion, but here we go. Put it back to normal roll.
Yeah, it would help, but I'm not sure how I can help. Oh, I trust her.
No. She says, let's see how it goes as
Of
As
course,
we-
you don't know me yet.
yeah. Well, that's basically it. But well, I'll keep that in mind. Now, let's
So,
Wait till you
let's
see
take
what
a
I
look at
do
them
with the
shrines.
shrine guide.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a second now. So let's take a quick break. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for holding with us while we took a brief break, and we are now getting into the denouement. Is that the correct one? I think of
No,
no
the climax.
the climax. Wait, which one's the denouement?
Denouement is like the emotional impact that comes with the climax.
Oh,
But it
okay.
usually happens
Just
like
kidding.
It expresses after the climactic action.
We are slowly building to the climax. Yeah, I know.
It's when you
shit.
realize that you were the villain all along. or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Okay.
You all leave Coriander's hut.
Or when you get
with-
the moral of the story, when the moral of the story lands, that's when the denouement is.
Exactly. You all leave Coriander's hut with Coriander and head the short distance to the shrine garden. And you see Keeper Tamlin, you pick it up pretty quickly. This, at one time, was quite a beautiful and surprisingly extensive set of shrines for such a small town on the outskirts of civilization.
I feel like
certainly
it's
doesn't-
probably bigger than my shrine.
It might be.
And I'm
It
just like,
certainly doesn't encompass all of the gods and goddesses, but it has quite a extensive list, essentially, to the different shrines and gods and goddesses that are represented here. You can see it has become a bit overgrown, but it is still seems to have been tended nicely enough by Coriander. You've certainly seen worse shrines in bigger towns than this.
Yeah.
And as you approach, it is now well into the night. The stars are out. A gorgeous moon is shining overhead, so you aren't having none of you are having a particularly difficult time seeing, at least especially for those who do not have dark vision. For those of you that do, it may as well be bright out. It is a beautiful sky out tonight. And you approach. You see a couple of slightly overgrown bushes and hedges that haven't been kept quite up to trim. The grass is a bit longer than it probably should be, but you see some benches that have been kept relatively clean for people to sit. You see small braziers and incense holders and things like that for people to make offerings as necessary, and they have also been kept up as well as can be. And Coriander motions and she says,
Well, you see, the spirit always returns to this one after it comes back.
and she motions you over to a not tiny, but definitely of the smaller size shrines, and motions to it. And Keeper Tamlin, you pick it up immediately that this is the shrine to Savrus, god of divination and fate, which is no real shock to you at this point.
Sure. Okay. The
But if our
shrine
theories are correct, there shouldn't be anything wrong with the shrine garden, right?
Right. I think so far it seems like the shrine is kept up to the level where it should not have been desecrated in any way.
It certainly doesn't seem that way at this point. You don't see any blatant disregard for any of the shrines.
Sure. Okay. Do I see anything that I feel like is out of place for what I would expect at this shrine?
Give
to
me
include like signs of the spirit having been here?
Give me again, religion or investigation roll at advantage, because this is sort of your thing. This is what you do.
Okay.
20, nice.
Good advantage.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I know.
You don't notice anything particularly out of the ordinary. However, you do see on the Savrus shrine itself, it seems like while you've been told that nobody has been coming here in excuse me, in the recent in recent times to pray or make any offerings, the Savrus shrine does seem like it has been a bit more used. You notice that the ground around here is slightly more well worn, that the offering bowl, while not necessarily full or overflowing, if it hasn't been cleared out recently, it seems that there are some like small coins in it, perhaps a couple of like prayer bead offerings. The incense bowl isn't currently smoking, but you see some like sticks of incense that have already been burned, sort of sticking out of it. And it seems that at least some sort of prayer has been going on here.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will turn to Coriander and just say, have you noticed anybody in particular that's coming regularly to this shrine? Or was this you?
No, it wasn't me, and I haven't noticed anybody coming here recently at all. Perhaps, maybe some of them kids is sneaking in at night, or if I'm not paying attention, but certainly hasn't been me.
Well, when I was a kid sneaking around at night, we didn't go to pray, I can tell you that.
Me neither. She gives you
But-
another wink.
But maybe we should have. Maybe we should have.
Maybe we should wait and see if anybody shows up.
If the spirit comes from here as a warning of what is potentially to come, maybe we wait for it, see if it appears or anyone else. Keep an eye out.
Yeah. Yeah, because the question is, are they coming to thank Stavros for the warning? Or are they coming to ask Stavros to give a sign about something? Are they the precursor to the event? Or are they just, coming after the fact?
Yeah, because let's take the line of reasoning. Let's say it's the mayor, like our assumption. If he is doing this to strike terror, he may not act random death, which would imply that he would maybe try to warn people first. Instinctively, whether or not they take it as a good or bad thing, they know that when the spirit comes, something bad is coming. So it could be a preemptive warning, but the body that you found implies otherwise, that the lives of those people don't matter to whoever's organized.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that for those of us that are relatively good at hiding, I think it would be a good idea for us to maybe hide here, stake it out here for a bit.
Sure.
I am not good at hiding here, but I can hide far away and shoot if I need to.
I don't think any of us are particularly good at hiding.
I mean, I'm small.
I'm small and I'm easy to hide behind things, okay?
I am neither of those things.
All right. So is that
I'm usually the
plan?
thing that people hide behind.
Which I will be doing.
Beautiful. So is
Sir.
that the plan then? Hide behind some
Yeah, I
different
think-
shrines and
Yeah.
stuff and wait a bit?
Yeah,
I think in
I
my
wanna
case, realistically, it's hide in the witch's hut.
Well, that's not
There
within
is a
sight
bit
the
of a
shot, right?
distance. It's
Yeah.
within sight, but
Right.
it is a bit too far for that.
All right, behind this bush.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna hide behind a shrine that where my hiding spot has a sight line of the front of the Stavros shrine, so that when somebody comes up to it, I can see them.
Okay. Let me.
I mean,
get-
if anyone's gonna hide in that close, it's gonna be the halfling monk, right?
I
that
know
makes
that's what I'm
sense.
saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get some
I can
run
stealth
away if I
rolls
need
from
to.
everybody, please.
Yeah, and I'm not good at stealth, so I'm gonna hide about 200 feet away because my spells can
Sure.
reach that far.
Yeah,
So
you
I
guys
just-
are all. It seems like Furnace and Wilbin, you are both keeping your
Yeah,
distance.
can we get an
from what's
advantage
going
of stealth on the stealth check for being nowhere near?
Sure, I was just gonna make it a lower DC compared to who or whatever shows up, but that's fine as well.
Okay.
16.
I prefer the advantage for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm
14 for
going
Wilbin.
Great.
to do my normal stealth roll, which is just average-ish.
14. Okay, no problem. You all hide yourselves as well as possible. Coriander does as well. I'm gonna make a roll
God.
for Coriander.
Think about her.
Hopefully
See
she
how
hides
she
closer to you guys
does.
than me.
She didn't do terribly. She is staying in the shrine garden. She's a little bit farther away than you are, Tamlin, but
Okay.
she is still nearby.
Okay.
Is there anything any of you would like to do while you are waiting before I just push time forward a bit?
Try really hard not to sing.
Furnace tries very hard not to sing. Perfect.
I will preemptively cast mage armor on myself just in case anything
Sure.
comes up, so I have defenses.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No problem. Go right ahead, please.
I don't really
spend
use
your
any
spell slot.
equipment. I'm basically just wearing like plain clothes and my hands. So
Yeah, your muscles are your armor.
well, when
Yeah,
you have the iron skin feet from our new book, your muscles can be your armor too.
Nice. Yeah, tell us what that does, since you mentioned it. What do they do?
I mean, what it sounds like. You use your what does it do?
I think it's your Constitution modifier or your Strength mod gets added.
I'm
to
just
your
the best at this. No. So iron skin, well, it does a couple things, but one of them is it lets you use your strength plus your wisdom for your armor class.
Check it out, everybody.
Gotcha.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, I think all of the things that I might want to prepare can only last for about like 1 to 10 minutes, so I don't want to do them quite yet. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna maybe you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna say a prayer to Shar and be like,
Okay.
can you please keep me well hidden in darkness so that we can because I pray to anybody. I don't care who they are. So
Sure.
it's like, a goddess of darkness? Yes.
All
Sure,
I need is for them
yeah.
to answer.
You feel that Shar responds with a they will provide you on a scale of 1 to 20, they will provide you with a 14, of
yep.
stealth this evening.
Yep. I appreciate it, Char.
And some time passes. It's hard to guess exactly how much, but you figure probably about an hour or so before Keeper Tamlin, you're waiting and you've got your eyes on the shrine and you're watching, and it takes a moment before you realize there's a gentle red glow coming to your right, and you turn your head and you see this spirit just standing next to you, staring right at you. And I'm gonna drop the token once more onto.
Does it feel threatening, or does it just feel its usual neutralness?
So first off, it is very large. Seeing it up
Gotcha.
close, you feel this thing standing is probably close to 10 feet tall. Again, translucent. You can see a bit of the other shrines behind it, through it, and you see these two glowing eyes staring at you. Give me an insight roll once more, please.
Okay.
He's as big as 50 of you.
He is as
know,
big as
right?
50 of you. That's right.
Nice.
Nice. 21. You sense no animosity from this thing.
Sure. I will smile at it and just put my finger up to my lips.
It just sort of spins its head sideways a bit as an owl does and looks at you.
I think I'll also hold up my symbol of Denier, just because I know that Denier and Savras are like buddies.
Yeah, remind me who Denier is again.
Denier is the god of writing.
Sure.
Oh god, hang on.
Yeah,
what
a
does
god
it
of
specifically
writing,
say?
a god of knowledge.
Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
It's and yeah, his job was recording all of everything
Sure.
in the hopes of finding the meta truth of everything.
Sure. You hold your symbol up and it just sort of still is looking at you. After a moment, it keeps its eyes on you but begins to walk closer to its shrine, and you see it sort of just climb on top of it, almost like a gargoyle or some sort of owl, right? Perching on it.
Perching.
But it stays staring at you. As it climbs onto this shrine, you see those burnt out incense sticks begin to just sort of smoke gently once again. Furnace and Wilbin, you both see this from a distance and are able to start heading over if you so desire. At this point, Coriander comes out and stands next to you, Keeper Tamlin.
Then I guess we so desire.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I will put over.
So I get that the incense could be lit by the spirit, but who's leaving the offering?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we can try to.
Oh, I can spare a coin.
We can try to talk to
I toss the coin into the bowl.
Oh yeah.
Sure, you toss a coin in. You see the spirit's eyes glow a little bit brighter for a moment before returning to their normal luminescence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I will. If we are coming out, like for sure coming out of hiding, then I will come out from
It
where
seems
I am.
it seems like that at this point.
I will pull an incense stick out of my pack of stuff and light it. You know, say a silent prayer and put it in the incense thing. And the prayer is just like, you know, kind of like a hi, hello, you know, not asking for anything, just
Sure.
being like, you know, checking in, here to say hi, kind of thing.
You same thing. You notice as you add offerings that just briefly the eyes sort of glow and then return to normal. You see the spirit open in its beak, but you hear no sound come out, and then it closes it once more.
I think this is where Coriander comes in.
We may need to or let me try some. I can speak to a small beast. You're not exactly small, but can you understand me? And I'll kind of gently.
Yeah, he's kind of like a badger in some ways.
Yeah,
This is
I don't
your
expect it.
racial feature, correct?
Correct,
This is
yeah,
your
the
racial
forest gnome
trait?
feature.
Yeah. It opens its mouth again, but you hear no sound.
Yeah, I'm out of luck.
Ma'am?
Maybe you may need Coriander.
Coriander steps forward and says, "Would you prefer that I start my ritual?" Okay.
I
So
think perhaps we should.
here's how this is gonna go. I'll start it, but what's gonna happen is while it will invite this thing, it will also invite any other spirits that are around. And so that's where you all come in. You're gonna need to keep me protected. It won't take long, but I'm gonna need y'all to keep me safe, because if something else possesses me, then this thing won't be able to. We need one at a time. There seems to be something going on. Okay, you got it all said. Good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's almost all good.
And she takes out her own incense, lights it, sticks it in the ground. As it burns slowly, you see she begins to take out some like different sands and powders, and she starts chanting and, you know, creating her own little sort of ritual spell circle as she casts this. You feel the wind pick up. You see the spirit itself, as this is happening, almost becomes a little bit more tangible. But as it happens, you begin to see other spirits. And Tamlin, Keeper Tamlin, you are the first one to notice this sort of immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
As these spirits begin to arrive. And you see they start to sort of swirl around in preparation. They aren't swarming by the hundreds, but you start seeing them start to appear, you know, in ones and twos.
Gotcha.
Now,
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, is there anything you all would like to do before we start making some rolls?
So I think the first thing that I would like to do is I am going to cast Shield of Faith on Coriander,
Sure, she allows it.
so that that boosts her AC by 2.
Beautiful.
And then I am going to start frantically scribbling talismans that I am gonna like like once I've gotten a few, I want to like, if other people don't have specific preparations they want to do, I want to be able to hand them talismans and
Sure.
be like, start putting them around this place.
Yeah,
You know,
please
protective talisman type
give
things.
me a religion roll. And the other two, Wilbin and Furnace, is there anything specific you would like to do in preparation for this?
Do these spirits seem to be coming from a specific direction at all, or is it kind of like all surround?
It's sort of all surroundings. You sense that these are probably, you know, minor spirits of the desert, minor spirits of the local. I say wildlife, but not like, you know, ghost rabbits and stuff, but just the local minor spirits.
Then I think I, not quite like buttressed up against her, but I think I kind of like get my wand ready and almost like in a back-to-back thing of like a, you know, they're gonna have to get through me to get to her.
Sure.
And like physically interpose myself between them and her.
And
I'm just gonna make sure that my guns are loaded.
sure.
They're
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You crack your knuckles as necessary. Keeper Tamlin with a
My
20.
horns are not loaded.
That is great. You see your talismans actually are right off the bat doing a great job at keeping these things away. But
Yeah,
you
because I
do
make
start to
sure
see-
that it's like around us and the owl spirit is within the barrier so that kind of like separates the two groups.
Sure. That actually does quite a good job. From inside the barrier, you actually see this owl spirit seemingly trying to help you. It sort of swipes its claws out at other spirits, and every once in a while it'll connect, and that spirit just sort of like dissipates, or others may move off. Wilbin, Furnace, you see a couple of spirits heading towards Coriander. They do not seem to be put off by these wards and the different things that Tamlin and this spirit have been setting up. What would
Let's
you
get
like to do?
punching.
Yeah, I immediately will just like unload, essentially like a warning shot, but like aiming at it, like a
I mean,
to warn any
should
other
like,
survivor. I'll shoot.
do we need initiative at this point? I
Sure.
mean,
We
like,
don't
what's
need
going on?
initiative. We don't need initiative, but we are going to make either attack rolls, or if you're casting, you know, if these things need saving throws based off of a spell you're casting, Wilbin, we are going to do that. So Furnace and Wilbin, please make whatever rolls, or tell me what rolls you would like me to make as necessary. Tamlin.
I mean, how big of a group are we talking here? Like, I need visualization.
Sure. Not many. These are just twos and threes. Two or three total that seem to be making it through. Tamlin, your little talismans are really doing actually an incredible job of keeping the majority of these out. So you are still busy doing that.
Then yeah, I'll just firebolt at one of them.
Sure. Give me a firebolt roll. Furnace. It seems, Furnace, as they are entering into this circle and getting closer, you see they begin to get more and more tangible. One of them looks almost sort of like a small flying imp, and another one that's in your direction, Furnace, looks a little bit more like a goblin-ish type humanoid, or goblinoid, I guess I should say. Wilbin, yours, you can see it kind of coming from a distance, and it hasn't taken too much of a tangible form yet, but your magic is something that's able to do.
Right. Well, as a Hulking brute, I have magic fists.
Yeah,
because
you do.
you know, when you're an unarmed subclass, you kind of need that. So I'm going to try to grab one of these spirits.
Sure. Absolutely. Give me an attack roll,
the-
please.
Well, I was going
Or,
to say,
I'm
like,
sorry, your athletics.
There's a spirit roll.
Yes, your athletics versus its dexterity. Let me give it a.
Is
Oh
it gonna
my
make
gosh.
a 24?
I don't
is it
think
is
it.
it
I'm
gonna
just
make a
going to
24?
roll. At this point, I'm just going to roll a d20 to see if it crits. It doesn't. So you are able to grab yours. Wilbin, these things are very minor. A 9 actually does hit. Please.
Hold on.
roll damage.
I'm not done.
I know. I'm just, you know, there are lots of rolls going on. But your firebolt does hit. Yes, Furnace, tell us what happens.
Well, I mean, you said there's a couple of spirits.
Yes.
Now I'm holding one. I'm gonna hit one spirit with another spirit because as a Hulking brute, I can use any creature that I'm grappling as an improvised weapon. So I'm gonna do that.
Beautiful. Do it.
Right, so I'm gonna use one spirit to hit another spirit.
Beautiful.
And
That hits.
Yep.
Yes.
I think that was a damage roll.
Yes, that
And
is a damage
furthermore,
roll.
when I use a creature as an improvised weapon, they take unarmed strike damage.
Beautiful. Please roll that. Oh my gosh.
So
yeah.
Oh my
here's some
gosh.
damage going around these spirits.
Oh yeah. Both of these spirits just puff out into non-existence. Oh yeah. Wilbin, can you please roll me damage for your firebolt? Oh yeah,
Sure.
that is enough as well. Your spirit dissolves as well. After a few moments seeing this, the other spirits that are thinking about coming through, they seem to have been successfully waylaid, and Coriander finishes her spell. You see the runes beneath you, the spell circle sort of glow and flare up briefly, and Coriander stands in the center. You see her eyes begin to shine white, and her head sort of like tilts back, her mouth goes open, and she stands sort of stock still. And you see this sort of owl spirit thing begin to walk towards her, and as it does, it sort of merges into her form until it looks almost like it is a translucent costume or armor sort of covering the outside of her. You can still see Coriander inside. And you hear through Coriander's mouth, which begins to move, you hear a spectral voice, and it says, "Why have you summoned me?"
I will look to the others to see if they want me being the speaker, or...
I think Wilbin's fully focused on like exterior still. I think he's
Okay.
leaving that part to you.
Once the spirit enters, once the spell is done, basically, all of the other spirits sort of flitter off and
Fully
and
disappear.
disappear.
Okay.
Yeah, they are made aware of, like, the spell is done, they lost their chance. Time for them to move on
Yeah.
to other opportunities.
Yeah, take it
Then I
away,
head
boss.
towards the ritual, but
And
I
I
think
shouldn't
I
have
still...
said summoned, I should have said, "Why have you called me?" Either way.
Gotcha.
We're, there's, we know that you are, we believe you're warning people words to come, but we do not know what is causing those things. Trying to get insight as to that.
There is a great evil in the town, and its voice sort of echoes lightly as it speaks, and it says, "It has been slowly destroying the town from the inside. A rot, a cancer that is slowly growing. I am unable to do anything myself, but indeed I have tried to warn the others. I have been given the precognitive visions, the knowledge that these bad things, that this evil will be taking root and acting upon the town, and I've tried to warn them, but they do not see it. They are not willing to. They are convinced that it is me that brings the evil."
Do you know where this evil resides? The source in the town?
Yes, it resides in the town hall.
Shocked, personally.
Leg gasp. Everybody make a sharp inhale.
Nani?
Yeah.
No, I feel like both me and Tamlin are just nodding like, I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has done
I think
a
the
good
whole
job.
party's just like, yeah, that checks out.
It was
Yeah,
not
tracks.
always there. It has taken over. It was present when I arrived, but it was new, and I tried to
warn them, but as mentioned before, it wouldn't work. So, this evil has been deceiving and tricking the town into believing it is for their better good, all the while destroying it.
Is it some sort of otherworldly creature, or is it far more mundane in its physicality?
I don't know. It has been able to keep me away from it. My knowledge is limited on that matter.
I'm thinking we should go introduce ourselves.
I agree.
If there's one thing that we are capable of, it is putting down evil.
Thank you for your insight.
Please save this town. Perhaps then my spirit will be able to rest. Actually, I wouldn't say my spirit. It is a spirit. Perhaps then I will be able to rest, finally.
In that vein, when you leave Coriander, can you do it gently?
I will try.
You make sure there's only one spirit living in that body.
And, well, before I move on, is there anything else you would like to discuss with this spirit?
I think we have our goal.
I would just like to stand behind Coriander and catch her.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I pretend that I can as well, and I just can't. I'll hold her hand.
You can stand in front of her just in case she falls forward.
You see Coriander's eyes begin to return to their normal state. You see the image of this spirit that sort of overlaid Coriander's own begins to sort of shake and shimmer a bit before it starts to compress before being expelled through Coriander's open mouth. It seems to go pretty quickly, and the spirit sort of dissipates as it leaves. It doesn't take another more physical or visible form, and you hear Coriander sort of gasp and cough a bit before about to collapse. She is caught by you and supported, and she catches her breath for a moment. She sort of dry heaves for a brief moment before catching her breath and shaking it. Well, that was uncomfortable, but I think I'm all right. Did you get what you needed?
I think so.
Good.
It told us the evil is in the town hall, which we sort of
We all
suspected.
acted mighty surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if it is just an evil person or if it is a person being manipulated by an evil force. We'll have to find out when we get there.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I don't think there's much else I can do, but here. And she reaches into one of her pouches and she pulls out a small red vial and holds it out to you, Keeper Tamlin. And you know this to be a healing potion. You may add a healing potion to your inventory. And should you so decide, you can distribute it to somebody else if you would like, or hang on to it for yourself. And you can start heading towards Town Hall. Is there anything any of you would like to do on the walk there?
I was gonna say I'll help her to the hut and make sure she has some tea before we head over.
Sure, absolutely. She is very appreciative. She gives you a little kiss on the cheek. She seems to be a little bit taken with you.
Just because we don't know what the town's protocol is with, like, where people get rehoused during these fires, as we get closer to town, I'll see if I can try to catch Edda with the message spell. I'll aim towards like where the sheriff's office is, or where we saw her at the where she mentioned she might be.
Are you
I'll
sure?
see if I can catch her. I'm not gonna give her information. I'm just gonna tell her to keep people away from the town hall. That's all I'm doing.
All right.
Because
All
I
right.
don't. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You are able to, because the town hall, let me zoom out a bit on the map.
the town hall is here. I am pinging it. I will bring your tokens there in just a moment. And so you see, you can essentially pass right by the barracks if necessary. I shouldn't call it the barracks, but you pass right by
He
the
calls it that. It's
guardhouse.
okay.
Yeah, the guardhouse, the sheriff building, etc., on your way. You are able to catch her with the message and let her know. You hear the reply in your voice. Right, I'll do what I can.
All right.
That's it. You arrive at the town hall. You see, this is one of the largest buildings in the town, next to possibly the inn. It is quite beautifully made, and you see 2 massive oak doors in front of you.
I'll dip my hat. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
You want me to?
Yeah, the doors might be too heavy for me, please.
Oh, just, Wait, are we knocking or are we just going in?
Just
Oh,
open.
I think we're just going in.
All right. I open the door.
The door does open, and
Oh, that's
here
disappointing.
is what you all see. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Whoa, let's switch places real quick, then.
Yeah, you can move yourselves as necessary.
Here, you go here. I'll go to where you are.
As you open the
Looks like
doors,
I'm
you see a young man standing at the edge of a beautiful red carpet, looking at you slightly nervously or awkwardly, kind of wringing his hands a little bit. He wears thick glasses, brown hair. The first thing that you catch upon entering is just the beauty and opulence of the inside of this building. It's not packed with things, as you can see, but there are some beautiful benches for padded benches to be seated on. You see large sort of cupboards or closets off to the side made of ornate carved wood. You see beautiful vases around, some planters up on what I'm going to mention now. These are balconies that hang over the lower level, correct? And then a couple of like bookshelves and doors leading to other parts in the back. You see a beautiful, massive wooden desk in front of you. At it is seated the mayor, Mayor Clay Cassidy, and the young man. He looks a little bit surprised as the door just opens, and he says, welcome, strangers. What is it I can help you with on this fine evening?
Does this person seem... Can I get a gauge on this person? Like, does this person seem like...
Sure.
Like, obviously the mayor, we picked up, like, weird vibes.
Hold on. Can I see who's in charge in this room?
You can.
Yes.
It is very clearly the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, in that case, I'm gonna... So, as a peacekeeper
that.
background, I have a feature
Yes.
called Servant of the Law, where law-abiding citizens will feel obligated to listen to my order.
Sure.
And they'll be and more inclined to give me helpful information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. We have to speak to the mayor in private. I believe the sheriff wished to speak to you. If you just wouldn't mind heading over, we have to speak to the mayor
certainly,
in private.
No problem. I can go right over. But you see, before he leaves, he turns and looks at the mayor, who gives him sort of like a slight nod of approval before he hurries past you and out the door, closing the door behind you.
With that look, does it seem like he's scared to leave without the mayor's approval, or is it like hey, do you want me to listen to these people? Yeah, is it more conspiratorial, or hey, I'm scared to do something my boss will be pissed at?
That one. Hey, I'm scared to do something my boss will potentially be pissed about. And
then
he runs, and he sort of
Then I
not
don't
runs,
trip him on the way.
but quickly he's
exactly.
stumbling over himself, and then he apologizes to you, and he leaves. And as he leaves, you hear the doors shut behind you, and then you hear a barely audible click as of a lock being bolted.
That's what I thought.
And the mayor says,
Okay, I got the key.
Well, what can I do for y'all this evening?
I believe there's well, we promised we would investigate what's going on in this town, and we have been doing our rounds and gathered some information, and you know,
I'm going to move you guys forward, sorry, on the map, just so I can...
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
So we're not
let's
looking
walk
out of
forward
your
on it.
house.
So I can
like,
zoom in a little
slowly
bit.
and
There we go.
confidently.
Which, as I'm talking, I'm gonna be kind of like pacing around, but specifically pacing in a way where I'm more towards one of the balconies.
That's what I
Okay,
thought.
yeah,
I was
sure.
like, you
Yeah.
should head up there.
Yeah, is there like a Sherlock Holmes kind of like talking while?
Yeah, it is very Sherlock Holmesy.
Sure,
but
absolutely.
I have a cool mustache.
Yeah, and you can kind of move your token around if you would like as you do that, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I don't want
a
to
real
necessarily
problem with
obvious that
Sherlock
I'm like
Holmes. No
looking up
mustache.
there, but very much like I'm trying to be a little braggy here. Very much monologue.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's we've been doing investigating. Well, it's clear there's what's going on in this town is being orchestrated, and we've determined who is not real. And I think part of the next steps is talking to who's responsible and what their real motivations are. So, you know, depending on what it is, maybe we to assist. Any insights on that, Mayor Clay? Anything we might be able to help you? And
Crack
what
a
I'm
knuckle or
trying to invoke here is one of my ideals and kind of part of my character trait is that while I'm an entity of the law, I'm ultimately my focus is doing what's right. And if that takes convincing an evil person that I'm willing to side with him for long enough to get him to confess so we can take him out, that is a route I'm willing to lie to people to get the greater good out of it.
Okay, so give me a
greater
deception.
good.
Give me a deception roll, please.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
You see his face doesn't budge. He makes no sort of visible reaction as he looks at you and says, "Well, I told you. I think it's that dang spirit. We gotta get rid of it somehow. So if y'all aren't willing or able to take care of that, then well, we'll just have to take it into our own hands."
I believe
We are willing and able to take out the evil that is corrupting this town, I can promise you.
We have hands too, pretty big ones.
Yeah, I see that.
And I will, take out my wand. In fact, we are readily capable and interested in doing so. You can drop the ploy, Mayor Clay. What's going on?
What? I'm certain I have no idea. You don't need to make an insight check.
Yeah,
He
I'll cast
clearly
Firebolt
knows.
and whatever papers are on his desk.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna like
okay,
toss one of
yeah,
the
yeah.
chairs aside, right?
He says, "Well," as he looks at sort of the smoldering book in front of him, and he looks back at you, Wilbin, and he says, "Well, since it seems that there's not much more of this that's worth bringing along, fine." You see he takes his chubby, sort of fat-fingered hand and just slams it down into the book and just sort of smears out the flame with his bare hand. And he says, "Why don't we see what's going on here?" As his voice begins to change and he begins to change. And you see the large, fat, jovial-looking, albeit stern-faced mayor turns into...
If it's a demon or a devil, I called it.
large...
I didn't call it.
As
very
it-
large, demonic-looking figure.
either when Wilbin and Furnace start doing hostile things like the firebolt and the knocking the chair aside, I'm gonna shift over here and cast Bless.
Sure.
the
Yeah,
three of
you're
us.
able to do that. After you cast Bless, I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
All right, let's take down an Oni. I mean, whatever this is.
Yeah, so actually, Keeper Tamlin, you don't need to roll. Keeper Tamlin, you know about this, and Furnace, you absolutely know about this. What you see before you... Oh, hang on, let me...
Yeah, gotta put the
Yeah,
turn
give us
order
an
up.
initiative.
Yep,
Oh.
let me put the turn order up. And I need to roll initiative for this gentleman as well.
You gotta put us down there,
I
Chief.
have my token selected. Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
No,
we
you
can
should
do it
be able
ourselves.
to, yeah, you should be able to.
If it's connected.
If you
Yeah,
are not
excellent.
able, let me know and I will...
Well, it's because I rolled before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, click the token and do
I
it.
will add you. That's okay. You can manually put it in now, Wilbin.
Cool. Damn, of course
We're good at this.
Furnace, you
This is my first
recognize
turn.
this immediately, along with you, Tamlin. This is sort of a more well-known creature. You see an Oni, a large monster that looks like the progeny of an ogre and a demon. Thick muscles ripple beneath electric blue skin, gray eyes and yellow pupils that look at you in much the same way that a wolf looks at an injured deer. Long, jagged, and yellow teeth protrude from its mouth. 2 large horns curl from its forehead, and midnight blue claws jut like daggers from the ends of its fingers. And let me put on new music.
So, Tamlin, ready to do some exercising?
I am. It is
Let
about
me
time.
Sort
I knew
this.
I couldn't
There we
trust his
go.
mustache. I brandished my wand.
Oh god, it wasn't even a real mustache. No wonder.
I oiled the wood of my wand with my mustache oil so it glistens.
And as you are all getting ready to battle, as you are casting Bless, he says, I was gonna take this town for my own, but no, you had to wander in. Well, this'll be simple enough. Come! And Keeper Tamlin, you are first in the
I'm
initiative
okay.
order.
For now, I'm going to use blue to remind myself that I have concentration up
Certainly.
of Bless. Okay. I am
I'm also
going...
gonna put a cute icon on myself for Bless.
Yes, I used the angel wings with the halo. Let's see.
I
Okay.
need to set up the rest of this token. Oh, we'll leave it as is. It's okay.
What if I go? Yeah, I have enough movement that I can go around the table if I have to, or use double movement to like jump
over it.
the table.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a monk.
Well, I mean, I'm not a high level monk, okay? So like, there are some things that.
Oh, you are a halfling. I guess you have to climb onto the desk.
I could like jump.
You can
So
run
yeah,
under the desk, possibly.
I
Just
will.
Right under it, right?
Yeah. I will go ahead and I'm just gonna take a running jump up onto the desk and across it. So is he technically like right up against the desk? So if I were standing like
he
on
is-
the desk, I would be right in front of him?
Yes, so I can move his token a little bit closer. So he is basically between the chair and the desk. As he
Gotcha.
transforms into this larger figure, it sort of pushes the chair back behind him.
Okay. So I will stay on the desk so that I'm like closer to his height.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna swing at him with my Shrine Keeper's broom +1.
Great,
Which
yeah.
is just the quarterstaff. Okay.
Nice.
18 hits.
With bless.
All right. With bless.
oh, with
yeah.
Bless.
Okay. And then
Are you
I'm
one-handed or
always
two-
using it two-handed.
Okay.
So
Beautiful. Okay.
unless I say otherwise.
All right. 7 bludgeoning damage,
And-
no problem.
And then I'm gonna hit him again.
Please do.
Swing one way, swing the other way.
The
I'm gonna
backswing.
use
yeah.
my bless just in case, because I don't know exactly what his thing is yet. 14.
14 misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
You swing back.
All right. Well, we
and
know.
It whiffs.
And for the last thing I'm gonna do
Hit him again.
is I will just do a yeah, I will yeah, I will go ahead and use a key point for flurry of blows.
Ooh, okay. Beautiful.
So let's see.
13.
Hang on, let me add
Yep.
the 4.
Oh, 17 does
17?
hit. Yup.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
it's at least
17.
17.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 bludgeoning.
Excellent,
Um,
excellent.
One more flurry of blows.
Oh, that hits.
All right. So for those ones,
Woo,
I'm
that's a
actually
roll.
like,
Whoa.
I kind of like
Yowza.
put the broom down towards the table and just kind of like rabbit kick him
Yeah,
with my leg.
absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, you see you're smacking him pretty well. He's taking the damage, and see a little bit of blood start to trickle from its grinning mouth. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I believe that is it. Yep, that's it.
Okay. It is now the mayor / Oni's turn. At the beginning of its turn, you see some of its wounds begin to seal up a little bit.
Oh gosh.
And you see some health begin as his health
Darn
begins
it.
to regenerate a little. And you hear it. Well, of course you hear it. It shouts, "Guards, to my side! Let us kill these interlopers." And you see the doors. You hear some doors up on the balcony and some doors beneath the balcony start to open as some people start running out. Give me just a moment to add some new tokens.
Alright.
Run closer. It's fine. It's safe.
No! Fuck you! Screw you! Darn you! Heck you!
Also, are we supposed to be able to see his HP bar or not?
I can put it up. Just
Up.
a moment. Adding this person. Sorry, let me just get the tokens on first.
Sure.
Got you. I will mark which ones are up and which ones are down as far as the balconies go.
Also, just a warning to everyone, this bless may not last long.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we already
Okay.
talked about that with my constitution.
Okay, sorry. Let me just do some positioning. So I will give a. Let me do that more clearly. For the ones that are on the ground, I'm just going to give the little boots symbol. For the ones that are not on the ground,
Oh, I
I'm
see.
going
Like
to
they're
give the
under the
little-
balcony.
yeah, exactly. Those are the ones that are
Gotcha.
under the balcony. The ones that are on the balcony, I'll give the little wing symbol. They are not flying; they are just on the balcony. And I
Gotcha.
did that backwards. So hang on just a moment. There we go. You are flying. And by flying, I mean you are up in the air. You are on the ground.
Elevated.
You are on the ground. Ugh. Sorry, I put the tokens close to the edge so it's cutting off the little token markers. There we go. Okay. On the ground. Not on the ground. Let's rotate this guy to be the correct direction as well. And you are on the ground. Great. And then these guys, you are in the balcony, coming out of this door, and you are on the ground, coming out of this door. Okay, there we go. They are all going to go at the end of the round. I'm not going to add them to initiative just because it's going to take time we don't necessarily need. They're all going at the end of the initiative.
Sure.
Oh God, no! What did I do?
Which initiative?
Okay, it's back. It's back. Can you all see it? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Don't worry, guys. We know what's going on here. And then
All right, so let's
the
go.
Oni says, "How dare you try and stop me? Although it was good that you figured it out. I was getting a little bored of having to sneak around." And he takes a quick step over this way, not out of your reach, and he begins moving his hands and chanting under his breath before taking a deep breath and blowing ice through his hands, which spreads out into a massive cone. And let me
I'm not
see
okay with this.
if it can hit all three of you.
I didn't take counter spell, so sorry.
Can
What do you
it
mean
hit
50?
all three of you?
What do you mean 50?
It can't hit all
Not
three of you.
Quite. Yep.
Yeah.
So it is going
What do
to
you mean
just
60?
go right in front of it as it casts Cone of Cold
Oh my
in front of you.
gosh.
I am going to need Keeper Tamlin and Furnace Tolan to please make me a Constitution saving
Yes!
throw
With bless.
with Bless.
For
And the
now.
spell save DC is 13. While you are doing that, I'm going to give.
Oh, that's the
this
easiest save
guy-
ever.
I'm
Boom,
just gonna-
nat
gosh.
20. Let's go.
One moment, I'm
Okay.
just setting up the health bar for this,
With bless.
for the Oni, so that we can.
Con
With
save.
bless.
Ah, you got it. You got it.
That's not too bad.
You made it.
This
With
many-
You
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah, with bless you're good.
Yeah.
I just made a button and roll 20 under my attacks technically that says bless and rolls a 1d4.
Beautiful.
That's a pro
you
tip you
both
can
make
take home
it.
to your own
Nice.
games, kids.
Yeah. Yes. You both make it. Wonderful. So this will be at half damage.
Still gonna be a
So
lot.
you are all going to
You mean no
take...
damage, right?
Oh, that's not.
look at
that
these
bad.
ones.
I know that was awful for me. You are all going to take 10 cold damage, please. Sorry,
That
not
was
you
a
all.
pathetic
Keeper
roll.
and Furnace.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Not
seems
bad.
a little.
If I failed
He
that, I
seems a
would've
little
one-shot.
rattled as he's blown it out. You see, his jaw and his mouth is hurting a little bit from where Keeper Tamlin was smacking him around a bit.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Then I will make my
Honk.
blah, blah, blah.
Another concentration.
Concentration
Or another
check,
concentration.
yeah.
Oh yes, please make your concentration.
Also with bless, thankfully.
Yes.
Mhm.
Bless
Maybe the
concentration
last
saves do benefit
time,
from
but
bless.
it is with bless.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay, we're good.
You're good. All right, that is the
Question,
end. Of
real
our
quick
news.
question, David. How are these guards equipped?
You see, they are using very basic items. So the one up here is.
Are they
wields a
ranged
simple
or
scimitar.
melee? Let me help you with the question.
Gotcha.
What I'm
You-
actually asking.
The only one that appears to have a ranged weapon is this one up here. The rest seem to have melee. So you are pretty sure they will be rushing into you on their turns. Okay, that is the end of the Oni's turn. Wilbin.
Okay, that changes what I was doing, because if I get hit by that, I'm one shot. So I need this guy to die fast. So I'm gonna pump everything immediately while we still have bless. So
Yeah,
first
good idea.
I'm going to cast an up-leveled to level 3 Scorching Ray,
Ooh, okay.
which will then do a few things. So first I have Scorching Ray, which I should have in the spell table, but of course... Oh, yes I do. Okay. So all of these get an extra 1d4 to attack.
Oh my gosh. No.
Let's go.
Beautiful. I don't know if we mentioned it before, but for our crits, we will do the standard crit, double damage die, that whole thing. Oh my gosh, though. That is insane.
I will roll the bless for the one
for
that
the
is
14.
17. Okay, does a
Does
15
it
hit?
15 hits?
The 15 does not hit the Oni.
God dang. Okay, but for the rest.
The rest do hit.
And Scorching Ray up-leveled, I believe, is an extra ray, right? Not more damage on each
I
ray?
believe you are correct. I
think
check
so,
real
yeah.
quick. Unless you happen to know as well. I believe it is just an additional ray.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes,
That is
it's
correct.
an additional ray.
Okay, cool. So then that's only going to be the 6d6 fire damage.
Excuse me, 8d6 because one of them crits.
Oh. Yep. So that's 15, 21 damage to start for my action.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, the blasts hit him full on in the chest.
Yeah.
He
And I'm
roars
full, like,
and
revolver sheriffing my wand.
You're fanning the hammer.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting the hammer of my wand, which is, I guess, just my wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going like
Back of
this.
your wrist.
I'm rubbing my forearm as I cast it.
It really looks more like you're throwing out dollar bills.
Yeah, basically. And then I'm gonna use my wand slinger feature because my wand is my slinger's focus. When I cast a spell with my action, I can use my bonus action to cast another spell with a casting time of an action.
Beautiful.
Um,
Love it.
So I will use my bonus action to cast another spell. It cannot be leveled, correct?
Says who?
Yeah, I believe it
the
can.
first spell does not have to be a cantrip.
Which means that the
We're
bonus
basically
action
saying
one...
this is not subject to the usual limitation
Yeah,
because
so you can
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then with my
it's a
bonus
little
action,
wizardy action surge, if you will.
yeah, it is wizard action surge gunslinger shenanigans, which is very exciting because then my bonus action, I know that I'm not going to survive a cone of cold because I have 21 hit points total. So I need this guy gone. I'm casting another 3rd level Scorching Ray.
Oh my god. You know, you could just cast give up and go home, but okay.
Well, if I thought that would work, I would.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
my gosh.
What is happening? I don't like any of this.
I do.
I go pew pew.
The 8 misses, the rest hit. Roll
Nice.
those
Okay.
damage.
So that's going to
Roll
be
that
another
damage again.
4.
Oh my gosh.
So
And don't
10,
forget your
12,
spell weaving feature.
18. Well, spell weaving is when I cast the next time you cast a spell that deals damage using that focus within, you can add extra damage to one of the damage rolls. Oh, I thought that only worked on cantrips. Awesome, yes. So at 6th level, wand slingers get a feature called spell weaving, which is when they use their slinger's focus ability to cast a second spell, they can add additional damage of the type of the first spell. So I will be adding 6 extra fire damage to one of the damage to the 2, so it'll be an 8.
And if we scripted
so-
this, you'd have cast a non-fire spell, so we can demonstrate that the extra damage is still fire damage because it's from the
True,
previous
yes.
spell.
Yeah, it would still be fire damage, but I wanted the multiple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
burn that dude.
So
Yeah,
what
so
is
that's gonna
the
be-
total damage we're looking at now?
So for the first blast is 21.
I got
The
that.
second blast is 18 plus 6,
18
so
plus 6,
24.
24. Beautiful. Oh yeah, he's starting to look pretty injured now as you're just
Yeah.
blasting him with ray after ray of fire.
And that is all that I have. So
That's
I was
amazing.
gonna head up, but I'm worried about getting hit up there. So
Use
I
a little
will...
Cassidy right-click, roll right-click, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost like a Call of Duty player that has like the roll clicking instead of individual taps. So it's like roll
gosh.
clicking for each shot.
Maybe go try to hide behind the stairs.
Yeah,
He can't hit you
that's
with a cone
my
if you're
fault.
behind the stairs.
Exactly. And it's far enough away from this guy, and this guy would have to get some distance. So I will use my 25 feet of movement.
Okay.
because I'm... Oh, that's not even me. And I'll go...
Maybe hide here between the chairs and behind the desk. How does that sound?
Well, no, because then he'll be incentivized to, if he has another Cone of Cold, hit us all with it again.
Yeah, but you're
So
behind
at
the
least
desk.
splits it up.
Well, remember, if the desk is something that could be slid under, it cannot.
Yeah, yeah, because so yeah, I'm gonna go. Maybe I should have bonus action. One of the features that I am thinking about having used, Duelist's Cunning, is something that wand slingers have. Or when you cast a spell as your action, you can use your bonus action to dash or hide. So in future turns, that might be what I do. But for now, I'm just booking it.
Yeah, because you can only double tap once per short rest.
Once per short rest, yeah. So I did my big blow up, and now I'm gonna camp and
Run and
snipe.
hide.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Excellent. I love it. All right, Furnace.
All right. Well, it seems to me that most of the people who are going to come towards me are on the right. So I'm going to go for the Oni. I think.
I will also mention these chairs look pretty pick-upable should you decide you want to do something like that. You don't have
Honestly,
to.
I'd be more
but just
inclined to
letting
hit
you know
the
that.
chairs with him, but I appreciate the reminder. All right, so I'm gonna, I can hop over the desk, right? I'm 6.5 feet
Oh
tall.
yeah. You guys are adventurers. This is not difficult for you.
My speed is 40. I'm just gonna, run around here. Do a little nina towards the folks over on the east. And then as I'm approaching this dude, I'm gonna, like focus for a second, and then as I activate my rage, my duster coat is gonna blow a little in a non-existent wind, and my eyes are gonna get a little sulfurier, and I'm gonna just, right now, I'm just gonna smack this dude.
Yeah, the force of your
As a
fury
reminder
indeed
that
rules
since
your-
I'm a level 6 hulking brute, I don't care if he has resistance to non-magical weapons, I still do full damage.
Excellent.
You are a magical weapon.
You are a magical.
I am a
weapon.
magical weapon. So obviously I'm attacking recklessly. I don't need to say that, right? You know me.
Yeah. Of course, reckless. Is there
Alright,
any
so
other
19
type?
hits?
Come on. A 19
Oh wait, I
does
have
hit.
blessed. I have blessed.
You have
A
blessed.
23 does hit.
All right, I'm gonna do 5 damage. Yeah, not a great roll, unfortunately.
But it does.
Oh,
hit
rage
and-
bonus. I'm gonna do 7 damage.
Absolutely. You see, he is looking. He's starting to look pretty severely wounded. You guys are just taking it out on him, and you could see that this Oni was not expecting this kind of just like immediate, I don't even know,
That was the right
retaliation.
hook.
Not even retaliation, instigation. I don't know what you
He
want to
was-
call it, but
he
you
was
Yeah,
not
antithesis to the
prepared.
face,
Yeah, he-
never punished.
he
It's
was
immediately
not prepared
punished.
for this. Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
was not prepared. for
Sheriff
this.
Wilden and his
All right.
crew, he was not.
So that
prepared
was the
for.
right hook. Now here comes the
Dead.
uppercut for 9 damage, assuming an 18 hits.
Sorry, 16 plus 2 for Blatt. Yes, that does hit, so that is 9. Absolutely. As you uppercut the heck out of this boy. Anything else for you, sir?
Nope, that's my action economy. That's taunting the dudes on the right. Tamlin, take us home, if you can.
All right. Well, before Tamlin's
Well,
turn,
their
it
turn
is
first.
now the minions.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, whatever.
The guys
Now we're
on
punished.
the
They
ground.
have advantage to attack me if it matters.
The guys on the ground. This one is going to run and dash to get up to you. This one,
So-
he's gonna run up to you, Wilbin, and
Yep.
he is going to
Boss!
attack you. Just a moment. Okay. He is going to make an attack at you. You see that this guy seems to be like the town executioner. Hood, axe, and everything.
I am glad I'm mage armored.
He is going to take a swing at you with his axe and miss horribly. You are able to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way out of it. Next comes this guy who will come down to the bottom of the stairs, face you, but he's going to technically
Oh,
need
no.
to dash to get there, so he can't attack you.
Okay.
You lucky duck. Next up, this gentleman who is on the ground is going to run and dash up to you, Furnace, as well. Grumble, grumble, grumble. This looks sort of like a town drunk. This gentleman who ran up to you seems to be one of the town's thing that I can't think of the name of, blacksmiths. You see a blacksmithing hammer, a thick leather apron covering his chest. This one up here walks to the end and looks at you, Keeper Tamlin, pulls out a crossbow and makes an attack.
Giving you advantage over here.
Nope, it's going to Keeper Tamlin.
I need a meaner than everything.
I know. Those other guys are coming at you.
Even neener.
Two of the guys are listening to your neener. The rest aren't. And a 9. Come on, cultists. Come on.
I'm not even
Come on,
looking.
townsfolk. Do better.
Dodge to the side.
Do better. Be better. Ugh. And that is the end of all the cultists' turns. Keeper Tamlin, it is your turn.
All right.
I should have given you a harder fight. No, you guys are doing great. Go right ahead, please.
Well, I'm out of juice.
That's what I like to
We
hear.
still have to take care of the cultists.
I will take care of you, Wilbin, once we deal with the Oni. So, yeah, I think I will. Huh?
Go on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with my broom again because that worked well last time.
Yeah.
Sweep away the trash.
22 hits. Ugh.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
We're just cleaning up here.
You guys are
11 damage
man.
on that one.
You really are taking out the trash. 11. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just smacking him with my broom. Okay, next
He just seems like shocked that you guys are doing so much damage so quickly. He's getting
I know, let me do this.
you can see he's seething with rage, but it's not gonna help him any, it seems.
The Oni has become a proxy for the dungeon master.
Grrr. Yeah, that'll hit with the bless. 8 damage.
And 8 damage.
Beautiful.
Let's see. I feel like at this point, hang on a second. I am going to, with that, I'm going to spend a key point to use Step of the Wind and use Disengage.
Okay.
And let me just deduct that before I forget. I will disengage and run over here to help out Wilbin.
Sure.
Sounds good.
And
Sorry, I got this.
That's all of, yeah, because I figure he's got Mona HP. I'm like, I could hit him 2 more times, but I think I'm gonna go over here.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Keeper Tamlin?
That is the end of my turn.
All right. Beginning of the Oni's turn, he regenerates a little bit of health, but still looks particularly angry as you run away and slip out of his grasp. But he's going to turn his attention to you, Furnace, as he snarls and slashes at you twice with his claws. How dare you!
Why?
And... do.
He still got advantage.
Am I even
right?
trying to block? That's a good
Is-
question.
Yeah.
Depends on the
you would
attack
still
rolls.
have reckless.
Yeah. You got advantage.
Okay. That'll be 1 crit, and another, I'm guessing, hits.
Okay, yeah. So
That is
when the first one hits me real hard,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to see that it's about to hit me real hard because Furnace isn't much for blocking attacks, and I see these giant claws. So I'm gonna he's gonna focus for a second even during his rage, and I'm gonna use my Iron Skin feats to spend a key point to gain resistance to all damage against the attack.
Beautiful. Ugh. Ugh, barbarians with key points. How dare you? How dare we? So now, not only do you have resistance, but you also have resistance
raging,
to
that's
the
correct.
half damage from raging. Beautiful. So that is, what, 1/4 damage? So what is 1/4 of 27? Don't make me do this. Hold on. Half of 27 would be 13.
No,
Half of
it's
13 would be
27 is the
6.
attack roll. Thank you very much.
Seven.
Thank you very much.
If you look at the damage, it's also 27.
Yeah, it was 10, 7,
10
then
plus,
10.
yeah.
Well,
10
but
plus
I'm only quartering the first attack, so it's a quarter of 17
I'm sorry. Okay.
plus half of 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
So
half of 17,
9 damage total, I think.
9. Hold on. Half of 17 would be 8. Half of 8 is
8 and a half,
4. Plus 5 is 9.
4 and
Yes,
5.
you are correct. Sorry. Just gotta do the numbers. Oh no, this Oni
That
is far.
also would have
This
taken-
Oni is so far outclassed, guys. He snarls as you just take his blows in stride. Next up comes. Hold on, did you reduce? You reduced it by 19, not 9? I think. Did you
Reduce what by
reduce your health too much? It looks like you reduced your health by
No,
19.
I'm
instead
just
of-
catching up on the previous attack. I forgot to mark the Cone of Cold.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yep. I noticed that as well. Haha, wink, wink. That is the end of the Oni's turn. Wilbin, it is your turn. You are surrounded by 2 cultists/citizens.
This is definitely not the situation Wilbin wants to be in. He is a quick shot sharpshooter, and he's surrounded. So he is going to kind of just point his wand straight in the air and cast a 2nd level magic missile and send 2 in both directions, and then use his bonus action to dash.
Beautiful.
Whoa, hold on.
beautiful.
See what the magic missile does first.
Yes,
Yeah.
please roll your auto-hit magic missiles. Roll them 2 at a time, I guess. 2d4 plus 2, and then 2d4 plus 2, please.
Which the first damage of the first magic missile would get fire bonus because of spell weaving.
Correct.
When you use your Slinger's Focus to cast a spell, a 1st level or higher, a bit of excess gets stored, and the next time I deal damage, it gets continued. So, how are we doing this? Are we doing
2d4
1d
plus 2 for one set, 2d4 plus 2 for the
Okay.
other, and then add the fire damage to that first set as well. They are not resistant to force or fire, so that's 8 plus.
Yeah,
What is
because
yeah,
it?
so the first one gets
force plus 6
plus
fire.
6? Yeah.
Yeah. Which one is the first one that you are damaging?
Probably the one to my left, because I want to get up the stairs.
Okay, so he just explodes in force and fire and just sort of splatters into burning bits quite quickly. As he dies, you hear him go, "Bleh," and he is no more. The second one takes 4 damage and looks... I'm not going to give health bars to all these guys. He looks about at half health. You see he is bleeding from these magical holes that you've punctured into him from your magic missiles.
Yep. And then
Alrighty,
you said
and-
you're dashing.
Yeah, I'm going to be bonus action dashing up the stairs, and then because that doesn't have a damage... Or would it store force damage? Is that possible? Only the elemental damage is.
No, I believe it would store the force damage as long as you're casting the spell that applies to your
Yeah, if I cast
Why
another
not?
one that does damage.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll hold the force damage for the next one, get up the stairs. Which
Are
I have
you-
bonus action dash plus regular movement.
So you are not doing anything to disengage, correct?
I cannot. I do not have any sort of disengage
No,
ability.
he's
so
not
I'm just gonna
actually
have
a
to
rogue.
hit.
Well, you
Yeah.
do have your... Don't you have the bonus
Oh.
action?
I bonus action hide or dash.
Oh, hide
Yeah,
or
it's not
right.
full
Sorry, not
cunning
disengage,
maneuver.
hide or
Yeah,
dash. Sorry,
yeah.
yep. Okay, beautiful.
Um,
Then it is going to the executioner is going to try and take a quick swipe at you as you try to flee. Does 12 hit you?
It would if I didn't cast Mage Armor at the
Ah,
time.
nice. It's about to hit you, but your magical wards sort of flare to life and deflect the axe.
And I will go full loop around
Beautiful.
and go up there.
I will give you the little wing token so we know that you are up
Oh,
there,
sure.
although I think we already know. All right. Is that the end of your turn, sir?
That is action, bonus action, movement.
All right. Furnace Tolman.
All right, I'm gonna snub the heck out of this dude, and just turn my back on him.
Oh, he looks. Oh, that makes him furious. How dare you!
I'm gonna punch the blacksmith in front of me.
Oh, poor blacksmith. No.
Oh, gosh.
Buddy. Oh,
Poor
buddy.
The blacksmith might explode.
Well, a 27 does hit. I just want
crits
to point
also.
out it's insane how many criticals we've gotten.
We are
I
starting
know.
This is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
I don't,
This should
I
have
don't,
been
I
a
don't know
lot
if
harder.
I can
and it's
survive,
just
but I'll roll.
So is that the full roll? No, plus roll your crit damage, your additional crit damage.
Yeah. So he takes 12 damage.
Yep, you can describe how your punch affects this now corpse.
I think people can imagine what my fist does to his head as it approaches it at a velocity approximating a locomotive.
Yep. The last thing he
And then I'm gonna
hears
punch
is
the other
just
guy.
like a little choo choo. As he collapses, you just hear again a little.
And I'm punching the other dude for 13 damage.
And he also just explodes to death.
And I turn back
Beautiful.
around. Like, sorry, I had to take care of a couple things first. You don't mind, right?
He's starting to look a little panicked and concerned. That is the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Our gentleman up here is going to take aim at you, Furnace Tolman. And he gets to attack with advantage, correct?
Correct.
Believe. Okay. $21. Does a
Remind me what-
21 hit you? Oh, sorry.
Remember what the attack is?
Oh, crossbow, piercing.
Okay. Well, I get hit.
21.
I will not
beautiful.
use my remaining key point on this.
No.
I do not think he's going to do sufficient damage to justify it.
He doesn't. Oh, these guys are all awful. He does 2 piercing damage to you,
This guy
reduced to
stinks.
1.
No, he does 1 piercing damage.
Yeah, he does 1 piercing damage to you. He looks kind of upset at his crossbow.
Oh yeah, blame the crossbow, buddy. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Curse
snaps
you,
it over his knee in anger.
He will
The
then.
poor craftsman who blames his tools.
He's then going to move up this way to start to get closer. And that is the end of his turn. Keeper Tamlin. Oh wait,
Is the
hang
guy
on.
in
Nope,
front
yep,
of me
yep,
doing
yep.
anything?
I forgot he was still alive. It's so rare. What if these guys should survive?
barely
He
last
turns
this long.
to you, and he's going to
Just like if you
take a
run, you're
swing
probably gonna.
with his
take it out.
executioner's axe. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Please. He swings his axe and misses. It is now your turn. You
That's
see his
right.
eyes widen in disappointment and fear as you dodge out of the way.
He won't be afraid for very long.
I just feel like,
it is your
don't
turn,
worry,
Keeper.
we'll properly dispose of your body.
It's your
All
turn.
right. Yeah. Once I say that, don't worry, we will properly dispose of your body. I will begin to strike him.
Uh-huh.
You brandish your broom.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That
Like
hits. Oh, yeah.
8 damage.
That you crush him. You crush him quite severely and thoroughly. You hear from beneath the mask as
Yeah.
he collapses.
David, I think our old
beneath
friend
the
Raoul
strength.
20 is definitely helping the dice rolls today.
I know this is wild, but you know what?
Yeah, I never rolled this
Good
well.
for you guys. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Then I'm gonna run over here.
At least I did some damage to 2 of you.
Yep. Hey, that cone of cold was pretty impressive.
It would have one-shot me. Be happy about that, I guess. It would have one-shot me.
Okay,
I
then
am,
I will.
I am happy with that.
attack him again with the broom. Damage. Come on. 10 damage.
25, 19. Or sorry, the 19 does hit.
Yeah.
For 10
For
damage.
10 bludgeoning.
No problem. Okay. He is looking. He's very, very injured, getting quite close to death.
Well, I don't think I'm going to use it because I don't see the point, but I will make a note of the fact that I have. Hang on, let me look it up. I have. God, where did it go? Yes, I have Spirit Warrior, which is a feature of the Way of the Shrinekeeper Monk, which means because I never started with a spell. When you use your action to cast a spell, you can make one attack. As like,
if the DM doesn't let you cast Bless before the fight starts.
Right.
Yeah. Like I would have used it then, but I didn't, and now I'm like,
that's basically what
I'm going to.
I don't think the fight will last that long.
Yeah. So I will go ahead and use another key point for Flurry of Blows.
Please do.
And
Nice.
attack him 2 more times. Okay.
Usually because epic.
So that didn't hit.
That does not hit.
And then I will roll again. And just in case that doesn't, because I don't remember, I'm going to roll it. 17 does hit, though. I do remember that. So.
17 does. Yes.
That bless really also carried.
I know. I'm
8
so glad.
bludgeoning damage. No, you guys are doing really well. This is
Damage.
fantastic.
That's what I'm saying.
He's still up.
You don't
He
need
is
Constitution.
still angry. Anything else on your turn?
I believe that was everything for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna smile at him.
You smile at him, which enrages him even further. At the beginning of his turn, he regenerates some health. And he turns to you, Keeper Tamlin. He doesn't know who he wants to hit more, but you look like perhaps you would be
slightly punchable.
You look more punchable. He knows that, considering how severely he hit Furnace before and how little it did, he thinks he's going to try his luck with you, Keeper Tamlin.
Sure. Yeah.
And he roars and he says, "I'm not done yet!" As he...
Iron Skin Barbarian is definitely the fantasy that unarmored defense on Barbarian makes you want to live, but doesn't quite enable. I'm living that fantasy right now.
Yeah.
He will claw at you twice, Keeper Tamlin. Oh, wait, I don't have to type it. I can just click on the thing. Roll. Does a 16 hit you?
It does.
Okay, that will be 5 slashing damage, please, for the first attack. And the second one does if a 16 hits, a 17 hits, that will be 9 slashing, so 14 total as it slashes you twice. His claws rip through you, and he sees he's making some headway, and he snarls and grins with his sharp teeth.
You said it was 14.
14
Best facial
total.
expression he's ever gonna make, as far as I know.
Most likely. Wilbin, it is your turn.
Sheriff, book this man.
I'm gonna try to bring this home.
Hang on. Before you roll anything, I have to make my concentration checks.
Oh, yes.
Good call.
Please do. 2 separate ones, DC 10.
Okay. First one.
Success.
And second one.
Super success.
gosh.
Critical success.
Success is like flips you the bird as a DM.
You are
Don't
so
need
concentrated.
Constitution.
You are so concentrated.
Yeah,
Do
All
I
right.
risk it with
Wilbin.
my biscuit and go for a Scorching Ray again? Or do I do guarantee damage but maybe not finish it off?
Let's go for Scorching Ray. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Do
And I'll
big
get the
damage.
bonus force damage from the first one.
Yeah, you got
sure.
6 bonus force damage. Who survives 6 bonus force damage?
Yeah. Then I'll from the banister say, as I said when we first met, Mayor Clay, I do not obey you, and this town will no longer and I will cast
Oh,
third
hold
level
on,
Scorching
hold on.
Ray.
Your mic cut out at the very end.
Oh, no.
Finish your cool
And
one-liner.
Your
I
turn
do
will no
not-
longer. That's okay.
I do not obey you, and your 10 will not be obeying you any further. And I will cast a third level Scorching Ray.
Oh, jeez. Nice. Make your rolls. Do it. Do it. Take it home. Hit. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Hit. Beautiful. Let's see.
And so first one gets an extra 6 force damage.
Yeah.
So that's 11, 20, 24, 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anyone
Please.
comes after us, we're level 6. He has that spell slot.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
yeah, I've expended all of my spell slots. I have like a second level left.
Sheriff Wilbin, please tell us how you destroy this monster.
Well, I think in a very like Western standoff sort of way, I kind of will I'll slowly start like making my way down the stairs as I'm like
Nice.
shooting him with my wand, just blast.
Yeah.
Each time,
Monologuing.
hit. Yeah, well, with the monologue, and then as it ends, I will blow the tip of my wand for smoke that's coming off the end of the fire
beautiful.
spell.
Strike after
Nice.
strike. Just. No!
Yeah, I turn him into Boromir.
And he collapses to the ground in a smoldering pile.
Yes.
Congratulations, you have. Well, actually, no, not yet. Wait.
one
Is there
more
anything else with this poor little guy over here?
It's my
Anything else
turn.
you would
Maybe
like
I
to
can
do,
do something.
Wilbin? Yeah, anything else you would like to do on your turn, Wilbin?
No. But I guess bonus action, I dash to get down the stairs.
Nice. You do so. Beautiful. All right, Furnace, your turn.
All right, so Furnace is going to, in fact, pick up this giant, very, very pretty chair.
Oh, yeah. It is beautiful
I'm going
and
to be within
ornate
20 feet.
and probably expensive.
Oh yeah, that's not my problem. And as per my improvised weapon master, I can throw this, with some 10, 20 range brackets.
Beautiful.
So I walk
Yeah.
up and I just toss it up at the dude behind the railing.
Absolutely. Please make your attack roll.
Does a 16 hit.
A 16 absolutely hits with chair.
Nice.
Okay, I need damage here. Damage gods, don't fail me.
Beautiful.
7.
Beautiful. Wait, I think it did the initial damage up front, that 8?
Oh wait, do I get rage damage on thrown weapons? I guess I don't.
Oh, I don't know. I'll give it to you. It seems cool. You're angrily throwing a chair at somebody. That's cool. And I think you do 10 damage total because it rolled the damage initially for the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
Oh, I didn't even
you're
notice
good.
that.
Yeah,
I
so
forgot
you're
to
good.
change that setting.
Yep.
Because I'm an expert at roll 20.
So-
it at least does 8 damage.
Oh yeah, 10 damage, 8
yeah.
damage. Either way, it is enough. This man is chaired to death.
Oh, I was only arguing for the rage damage because I knew that they had 8 hit points and I didn't realize I did 8 damage.
Yep, you just hear from the top.
I picked up on their health from your words.
Yeah, he goes, bleh. And
Listen
then
to your DM, kids.
in very cool cowboy fashion, he clutches his chest and then falls over the railing.
Oh, nice.
Before collapsing.
Oh, but also,
Like, just his chest
also,
for some reason, yeah.
I get to roll my unarmed damage against my improvised weapons.
Ooh, yeah.
And I do double damage to objects because of my hands like frying pans level 6 feature.
The chair shatters dramatically upon this man.
So I deal 10 rage. I deal 14 damage to the chair.
Oh yeah, this beautiful ornate chair just completely shatters upon the chest of this man, who then spins and collapses off the balcony, contrary to popular physics belief, and down he goes.
Nice.
And don't forget, kids, if you're hitting a dude with the dude takes your unarmed damage.
And
Nice.
you have
first dude.
successfully
Yeah.
defeated the enemy. Now, where is
Yes.
our...
I
Here we
was
go.
going
We
to
did it.
say,
Sick.
once we have taken everybody out
Yes.
for the purposes of showing off something else, because I didn't use up all my spell slots. I still had one spell slot left, but I will use up that spell slot, and then because of hang on, let me just double check and make sure that that's the
Yeah,
thing
just
that
give
gives it
yourself a
to
cure
me.
wounds and then punch the table or something.
Yeah, and because of the inner power feat, it allows me to use ki to cast spells. I will use key points after my spell slots are gone to
Very
heal
cool.
everybody after the battle.
So cool. Yes. You may.
Because I only have the
absolutely do
3
that.
spell slots at this level, but I got way more key points.
Excellent.
Everyone to live that monk multi-class fantasy?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need a multi-class.
You know I
Well, no,
do.
you can multi-class and use your key points for spellcasting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you heal people. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as she's healing people, I'll kind of go towards the entrance of the thing, and I'm gonna repeatedly cast Thunderclap with my wand, as if I was like firing air to try to get the attention of the
somebody's
citizens.
attention so that they
Yeah.
can let us out.
I took that cantrip
Beautiful.
exactly for that purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely works. I will say, as you are healing them, you are able to see, just even at this main desk, inside of some locked drawers that you are able to unlock with keys you find on the body of the Oni. You see some paperwork that sort of details different rituals and plans for essentially this Oni to try and either run out or destroy this town so that it could take it over for itself and sort of use it as a starting stronghold to begin its own sort of little dominion of the local area. And that started with killing the original mayor and taking his place, and then using his followers that he would slowly build up to create these, seemingly random sources of havoc across the town. Your thunderclap does catch everybody's attention. You unlock the doors. You're able to go outside, and you see out there the sheriff running up, and Edda looks at you all. Let me move us back actually to the town map one more time. And she says, I say, as I find her token, here it is, and bring it over. She says, right. All right. I'm here. I heard the noise. What's happening? And she kind of like looks in the door and her eyes open. And you see at first she's like looking a little wary for a moment at you guys as she sees the bodies and destruction from inside the manor house, the town hall.
But she's got to see the Oni at some point too.
The Oni's behind
It's
the
in my
desk at the moment,
Sure.
but she looks at you all.
The
She
only
says,
conveniently landed on the desk.
well, she says, she's giving you a moment. She says, what happened?
Have
Well,
a fancy being mayor?
Unfortunately, Sheriff Edda, your mayor was a hell beast, trying to turn you all into a way to slowly kill you all,
Food.
and turn you all into food and start an invasion of sorts. But he's dead, and so are his servants. You will be needing a new mayor, but I trust by your mustache that you will be able to do so. In fact, you have served this town and done well. You are already a sheriff, but you are now also my deputy. And I will pull out an extra deputy badge and offer it to her.
She like takes it absentmindedly. She looks stunned. She looks like she's still trying to process everything, but she just kind of like takes it and nods a little bit, and she says, "By the gods, and what of the spirit? Were you able to get rid of that, or what was that all about?"
We're just trying to
was-
warn you about this Oni.
It
The
was.
spirit
I'll
was
kind of defer
never a
to Tamlin.
danger. Yeah, I'll just say the spirit was never a danger. We spoke with it, and it told us of the evil here in the town hall. And it said that once we have dealt with the evil here, it can finally rest. You shouldn't be bothered by the spirit again.
Well, I appreciate everything you've done here. And she sort of like walks in, and you see she's just sort of like looking around, and she says, ugh, never had a good feeling about Abner. As she like looks at, one of the bodies on the ground, and she just sort of shakes her head. Well, I suppose
his head
that...
was kind of soft.
She grunts. I suppose that explains quite a bit of what's been going on. Well, we'll get started cleaning things up. I'll start spreading the word around. But first, please come with me. Let me thank you properly for helping out. And she closes the doors. Yeah, she closes the doors behind her. She calls out to a few of the sort of like volunteer guardsmen, her deputies, if you would, and sort of speaks with them, kind of briefly, explains quickly what's going on, and has them start, getting word out to those who should know and to start cleaning things up. She leads you all back over to the guardhouse, where she opens up a massive safe and pulls out a bag of coin. At least you assume so by the jingle jangle it makes. And she sets it on her desk and pushes it over to you, and she says, it's not much, but it's what we can afford, and then some. And you've earned it. You've done a good job here tonight, and we're forever indebted to you. The town of Dustwatch will be a welcome place for you should you ever need it.
Should we ever make our way back? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think I open up the bag and hand her back a handful of coin and say, use this to find another shrine keeper.
She says, no, please, you take it. Considering what happened in the town hall, we'll be able to get some funds from some of the stuff in there. It's all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a coin and just kind of stick it in my breast pocket and pretend it's a medal.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll pass you another deputy badge to put into it.
You've got 2 deputy badges now.
Yeah. Every completed job I get.
Yeah, I opened my duster and I got rows gym badges in there.
Yeah,
just added in.
You're a watch salesman and the deputy.
I was thinking Ash Ketchum.
Yes, yeah. Beautiful. And she says, well, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you want, and I don't know if you've got any place else to head off to, but I've heard about some more trouble farther to the east. It seems there's no end of it if you're looking for more work. I'm sure they'll be able to use some help out that way. You just follow the road out of town, but first, please spend the night on us, of course. You won't pay for a thing. The inn will take care of you. I'll make sure word gets down there. And once again, my thanks. You've saved all of us.
I'm sorry you needed saving, but hopefully better days are on the horizon for town.
And I just want to point out that after we stay for the night and we know there's danger in the east, we will ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, they do have a few horses.
In the Lawless frontier.
The sunset's to the east.
they do actually give you they're able to give you 2 horses, so you are able to indeed ride off into the sunset.
Into the sunrise.
Yes, right off into the sunrise as the wind blows your capes dramatically. And thank you very much, guys, for playing. Everybody, whoever watches this, thank you for watching this. Please check out the descriptions of our players and our product down below. I think it'll be down below when you actually check out this video. You can join our Discord. I'll also put that link. Feel free to chat with us, ask us questions, whatever. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully we will have a few more of these in the future so we can highlight some more things as well as any new products we come out with.
I mean, this was a labor of love, and we like showing it off because we think it's super fun. We like playing with it ourselves. and we hope some of you might enjoy playing with it too.
Yeah, we're really proud of this. It was a ton of fun. Any future videos will be even better than this one as we get used to this whole thing. But I really want to thank Dan and Mercy. Thank you guys for volunteering to play. It was wonderful having you. Obviously, we'll be talking to you guys more soon. Any shout outs any of you guys want to give before we close out?
I mean, the only thing is I sometimes stream on Twitch, Dan_AtticWizard. Clearly, I like my wizard. Especially in a product like this with, I gotta be a gunslinger, pew pew wizard. So, always a fun time. So, and I'm sometimes there. Otherwise, nothing.
Mercy?
I'm not currently back to Twitch streaming or YouTube video creating, but my username is the same on both. It's Lady Merlin with a Y altogether. So.
Excellent.
I just want to shout out West Coast.
Boo! East Coast. We love you guys. Thank you again, and we'll see you all soon.